Hello, both sides of the conversation family. We welcome you to this virtual space crafted especially for you. My name is Jada Curry, and I'm both sides of the conversation's marketing director and graphics design specialist. I want to take some time to ground us all as a community into this space we are about to open up in, so let's go through our community standards. Both sides of the conversation is providing a safe and honest space for open conversation, so we ask that you all be respectful of that. We also ask that you be respectful of each panelist, host, and participant. We do encourage healthy debates and conversations. Don't personalize anything with anyone. This includes name-calling, bullying, trolling, or shaming. This will not be allowed or tolerated. Your perspective is yours. It is not a prescription. You do not have to agree, but show respect. These community standards apply to all of our live shows and any virtual spaces that we hold on social media, including YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We want to make sure that we are caring for each other as a community. This is our priority in all of our endeavors as both sides of the conversation. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's show and continue to stay in touch with us via YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or all of them. All right, thank you for listening and see you soon.
Welcome, everybody, to Both Sides of the Conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. Today is Tuesday, so you know what that be. We have another Hidden Gem segment where we are here every Tuesday, uplifting our Black and brown businesses, uplifting the community leaders, letting the community know who's doing positive things to impact our community. We are excited today because we have a full house, okay, community? So y'all got to be patient. We have some phenomenal folks that's going to be coming on today. So just be patient as we get through the intro, we get through some of the things that's going on to the community as we get ready to kick off Black History. But there's so many events and things going on. Please make sure you tune in. Check out our social media handles. We are putting all of the community events all across the Bay Area. There's things going on in every city, okay? So make sure you tune in and check out some of the resources, some of the events that's going on, and see how you can connect with the people in the community and how we can honor our ancestors and how do we move our communities forward. There's a lot of conversations happening this month. So we are excited about that. And guess what? Both sides of the conversation will be there because y'all know wherever the people are, we will be there. We got some amazing events that we're going to be covering a part of and making sure that that information and those events get streamed and making sure our community keeps up with what's going on. With that being said, our co-host, Pretty Tony, has disappeared tonight. But tonight, we have our other co-host, Kylie. She is back. Kylie, say hello to the people tonight.
Hello, everyone. Glad to be here. Both sides of the conversation coming forth again.
Man, stuff. Y'all know we just had an amazing Sunday conversation this past Sunday talking about generational curses. If you missed that conversation because you watched the Niners lose, don't worry. Go back on our YouTube and check it out because my Niners lost. But we still here and we still winning. But go back and check out Sunday's conversation. I think it was a very important conversation. We definitely going to have a part 2. We had the bishop here. We had our folks from the church community. For all y'all that be lying on the bishop and say, you never bring the people from the church on the community platform. Hey, the preachers was here. The community was here. We was here uplifted all of the folks. And we're going to continue those conversations as well. As you all know, there's a number of things going on across this country. We are still mourning, dealing with the fact that the young brother was murdered by police in Memphis. Tomorrow, on Wednesday, there will be a march at City Hall in San Francisco from 11 to 1 p.m. Our Mayor, London Breed, will be out there for a stern conversation with community and policing. There are a number of cities, okay, across this Bay Area and across this country that are taking action. I think it is time to have a realistic conversation when we talk about traffic stops, how community and police engage, all right? What's their role? All right, these incidents keep taking place. We are still losing a lot of young Black males and females to incidents that involve our police. And we're going to have some conversations. I'm reaching out to SFPD Chief Scott. We're going to try to get him on, grab some of the officers. We got to have a conversation, community. I'm going to tell you why. So a lot of times in the Black community, when it comes to the police, we don't want to have a conversation. We don't want to deal with the police. No. We got to have a conversation. We have to have a real, authentic conversation, and we have to really talk about what does policing look like in our community, what should be happening and what's not happening. Our voices will be heard, but I will be working to get some of our law enforcement on here, some of the officers from across the Bay Area. We have a problem, community, okay? After George Floyd, I guess some people just thought everything was going to be sweet and it's over. No. It is not. We have to continue to walk in solidarity. We have to continue to uplift the families. We have to continue to educate and embrace the young people of our community so that they understand there is a danger of being young and Black and brown in our community. When you engage with police, we got to have some real conversations, and we're going to bring those to our platform and to the community coming forward. So we are excited about that. Stay tuned, community. We ain't going nowhere. They got to hear the voices of the people, all right? And that's what we're going to do, uplift that. So with that being said, we're going to jump into some of the news announcements, some of the community events, and we're going to bring on our amazing hidden gems tonight. 3 members of the Memphis Fire Department were fired for protocols that they failed to do at Brother Tyree Nichols' beating. A number of those fire department were under investigation. 3 of them were dismissed after investigators found the young man being handcuffed to the ground, and it was a lack of medical attention for about 15 minutes. So again, the fire department is coming under fire, and again, I'm saluting that, and I'm saying, yeah, this is happening. But again, it's Black officers, and again, when it's Black officers, everything happens fast. People getting fired, things happening. We got to make sure when we talk about equity, when we talk about inclusion, we talk about all these different things, it has to apply across the board, all right? We want to make sure that the same rules are applied for any officers dealing in misconduct. Also, a bunch of Oakland activists are coming together, and they're having a rally, and they want to talk about how to take away law enforcement from traffic stops in the community. There's a number of local groups coming together asking Oakland police and the city mayor to make dramatic change and look at the way traffic engagement with our community is happening. So again, these type of incidents spark outrage. But again, community, we can't just yell and scream and then disappear. These type of incidents, these type of things, we have to continue to press our elected officials 365 days a year. And that's what happened. They just hear the community screaming, and we get a little justice, we get a little bit, and everybody want to take off the gas. Keep our foot on the gas. Keep going fast. We got to keep on talking about these issues that impact our community. Also, PG&E customers are likely to see another large bill coming this month. I know I see mine, and I was fussing. Said, how does it be this bad? But the cold weather, the storms, has really impacted our communities. But PG&E spokesmen have came out and said people should be expected to see an increase of PG&E bills this month and next month as the temperatures have been cold. The demand of access of gas and heat is going up. The cost of gas, if you guys see all electric cars and Teslas on the road, they're sucking up all the energy. So they try to charge us more for our energy usage. But again, community, don't be shocked, okay? They already coming out letting you know the cost to do business for them is going up. We knew after all of the penalties and fines that they took, at some point, they was going to come back and get their money back for the community. Now they're using this cold weather in the storms as an excuse to hike. And I think it's still a shame on PG&E right now as we are dealing with economic issues in this country. Again, if you guys haven't been paying attention today, PayPal is laying off 2,000 employees. There's a number of tech industry that are laying off thousands of employees every day around the Bay Area. So again, we are headed to some financial uncertainty. A lot of folks are not knowing what's going on, and people across this country are being impacted. So community, we're going to do our part to continue to make sure we bring the right financial coaches, the right investors, the right folks on here to help make sure that our community is doing the things that they need to do to build generational wealth, but also sustain themselves through these economical times, because we know our folks get hit the most in these times, and the cost of everything is going out of the roof. And I just heard the Feds is looking at jacking up the interest rate a little bit more. So what that means is the discretionary funds are going to get tight. The ability to go and do things that we like to do outside of our normal routines might be changing up. So again, be smart, community. Make sure you saving and planning. and putting a budget together. I keep telling my people, you can't just walk around spending money. We got to get a budget. Get your budget in order. Know where your money's going. Eliminate all the extra things that's in your budget that you are not using, like the gym and all these other things that people are paying for and they're not utilizing those services. Those dollars could be used because everything is going up. And I bought some eggs this weekend. I'm going to tell you, I was like, I'm not paying $10 for 12 eggs, okay? I'm just going to stop eating eggs. That's it. I'm not paying $12 for no eggs. But again, this is the impact of what's going on when we talk about financial changes and we talk about what's going on in the economy. Pay attention, community. It is rolling down. It's snowballing on everybody. So make sure you're doing your part. I'm encouraging people when y'all shopping, you have friends, go to Costco's together, buy y'all stuff, split it up, try to save any way you can, okay? Because it's getting tight around here. And I don't know. We don't need people out here depressed and acting up and doing things because money's tight. It's always been like this in this country. And this is why we have this segment so that we can help uplift and support our Black businesses and make sure we build the Black ecosystem so that our money stay with our people. Do your part. Make Black Friday every Friday. Find a Black business and support them, y'all. All right. With that being said, we're going to jump into our community events, and then we're going to go ahead and start bringing on these phenomenal hidden gems tonight. So our first event, the African American Historical Cultural Society Black History Month celebration is taking place February the 3rd. It's going to be the kickoff at City Hall from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Check out this event every year. It's always great to be at City Hall with the mayor and all of the folks to just really talk about our ancestors and talk about what we need to do as Black folks in the community and how do we move equity forward and how do we do the things that we need to do. So we're kicking off the celebration. It's a great time to just be Black in space with Black folks and just be free and feel the liberation of all the amazing things that's taking place. So check it out. It's going to kick off at City Hall. And then after that, there's events happening all across the city, the Bay Area, all across this country. Find a way to connect, okay? Connect with your Black folks. Learn something this month. Teach our young people something other than Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Teach them some of the other Black historic things that's taking place. Also, there's a Black History Month celebration. They're going to be continuing at the February the 3rd for the MJ Brass Boppers. That is taking place at City Hall and in and at the main library. That's going to be from 1:15 to 2:15. For more information, the email and website information is up on the screen. Also, the Fillmore Rhyme and Blues Show is happening February the 3rd, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. It's going to be at the Peacock Lounge in San Francisco at 552 Haight Street. For tickets, the information is up there. Go check it out. If you like blues, they're going to have a phenomenal show. Get out and step out and listen to some blues and listen to some of the old timers do their thing. Also, we got a city job fair that's going on February the 4th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Community. Make sure you come out ready, okay? There's some employers that are looking to hire some qualified folks with all the people being laid off. There's going to be stiff competition. So young folks, people from the community, make sure you show up with your resume. Show up with all the things you need. Be dressed to impress. You never know what might happen. You might get interviewed right on the spot. So make sure you come prepared. That's what it's all about. But again, there are some folks who are hiring. So if you are looking for work, just come ready to go because you might get an interview right there on the spot. Also, the New Beginnings Community Festival is happening at the Kirkwood Early Learning Center, 729 Kirkwood Avenue, February the 4th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. The link information is on there, and we'll get the flyer out on all of our social media handles. We already been blasting them out, but we'll make sure because we're getting close. Put them out again for a community. Also, save the date for the second annual backpack giveaway. Give back. It's happening on February the 4th at Gilman Playground from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. They are still looking for volunteers and folks that want to donate to support that event. Again, they're trying to keep it alive for the second year. Great give backs. And shout out to my sister Keith Cares, who's out there caring about the people, making sure things are happening in our community. Also, the San Francisco Board of Supervisors hearing on the draft reparation plan is taking place February the 7th, 2 p.m. It's going to be at City Hall. 200 plus people are allowed in. Plus, it's going to be virtual. For all y'all been looking on the news here in the Bay Area, talking about how San Francisco is going to be giving $5 million to each Black descendant of slaves and all of this great stuff they talking. We got to see the action. But again, they're going to have a meeting on it. They want the community to show up. We can't be out there asking for $5 million, Black folks, and we don't show up to the supervisor meeting. Make sure you pull up at 2 o'clock and let your voices be heard so these other folks who don't look like you understand why reparations is important, why we need this equity, why we need these things to help build wealth in our community. So make sure you do your part and show up. Don't just sit there and say, where my check at? Get involved. Do your civic duty. Show up and let the supervisors of San Francisco know. Black folks ain't playing. We want our money. We coming to supervisors. Get ready. You're going to see black folks marching all through City Hall. We want our money. All right. Save the date. Okay. Also, we're going to be having a Dreaming Forward celebration of Black joy and power and excellence. That's taking place February the 9th. This is an all-day event, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We'll be out there, both sides of the conversation. A number of our team. Again, this is a great event. Okay. This is a Dreamkeeper Initiative event. We're going to be talking about the things that's going on with Dreamkeeper. Also, how do we move Black equity forward? The things that we need to do to continue to move Black people forward. So it's going to be some great speakers. You're going to hear from Dr. Davis. You're going to hear from Dr. Sai. Some number of people. I can't give you all who's going to be there. You got to show up. All right. Get out there. Go to the website. Check out the information. We've already been submitting all of the flyers on our social media handles. Go check it out. Be a part of these events, okay? Don't matter if you live in Oakland, San Francisco. Come find out what Black folks is doing. We need more innovative thinkers. We need more folks collectively trying to find a solution, find out what works in this city, what works that city. Bring it together so we can impact our people. All right. The Office of Small Business Flood Disaster Relief Grants are going out. They got an application deadline of February the 10th. It's at 5 p.m. I think is the deadline for businesses who were impacted during this storm that came through here in the Bay Area. I know some people had roofing issues, floods, things happened, took place from the stores, trees fell down and things of that nature. They're giving out grants so that you can upgrade your business, take care of some of those repairs, things that you need. So please, the application is out there. Fill it out. If your business is impacted, you have flood issues or any of those type of things, make sure you get out there and support the community, get those applications in. Don't let that money go by because you know it's going to be some folks that don't look like you. They're going to come in and say everything happened at day flood, okay? Make sure you document your stuff, community. All right. With that being said, our next event that's coming up is the DKI Community Update Meeting. That's going to be happening February the 16th. 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. It is great to be a part of these events. I know a lot of people in the community are asking, what's the Dreamkeeper Initiative about? What's going on? Who's getting funding? Who's getting support? How do I connect with the organizations that get the funding? And how can I get in? All right, this is where you want to go. Go to the meeting updates, see what's going on, see who the organizations are, and find out what services that they're offering to the community, and make sure you take advantage of those blessings that are coming to community. Also, the 43rd annual musical contest is taking place on February the 17th. The contest date is on the 23rd, so I guess the deadline for applications is the 17th, 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. This is hosted by our San Francisco Black school educators. All right, shout out to them, those amazing Black educators over there, always trying to do things to impact our community. Shout out to all of our educators as we come into the first day of Black History Month. Black educators, do your part to make sure our young Black children know what's going on in this Black History Month. Don't just be talking about Dr. Martin Luther King. Talk about all the other amazing Black folk that are doing something, and let's bring some of the current folks too. We got to acknowledge some of the new folks that's been doing something. So again, this is Black History Month to highlight and support all of our Black folks in the community. But again, we want to make sure we pay homage to the ones who came before us, that cut open the pathway so that we can have an opportunity to talk about reparations and we can do the things that we do right now. So don't have your head down. There's some great things, but to all my educators, don't be letting our Black babies go home and they don't know who they Black folks is, all right? I'm asking all of you. I'm calling out the Black educators, all right? With that being said, our African-American Cultural Black History Celebration, they have it on February the 18th. They're going to be doing some genealogy stuff and doing traces to our ancestors. If you are into that type of stuff, please go to City Hall from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. There's more information for the community. That's another event that they're going to be doing to help connect Black folks with their lineages. So if you want to be a part of that, go check it out. Some great stuff. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I don't know. I just check it out. All right, let me know. Also, our Both Sides of the Conversation annual bowling event is happening February the 18th, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Seabowl. In Pacifica. We're still looking for sponsors. The event is going to be happening, rain or shine. We're going to be there. It's going down. All right, community, you must register. It is a free event to family, children, but you have to register for the event, and the numbers are growing fast. Y'all know anything we do here at Both Sides of the Conversation, the people show up. They know we do it big, okay? So we're going to do it big again this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you want to be involved, please make sure you register. And we have all the registration links flying around on all of our social media handles. So you can follow us on any one of them and find registration. Go to our website. It is there. Sign up. And we'll see you on the 18th for a great day for our folks and family and community to come together and just have a day of leisure, fun, and celebrate all the work that all the amazing folks in the community do so our families could just have a day of nothing but chilling. All right. With that being said, the next event is In-Person Legal Cafe is doing small business owners. It's happening February 22nd, 12 p.m. to 1:45. This is at 9400 C International Boulevard. So the information is up on the screen. They got lawyers coming in to help small business owners. If you need some legal assistance or some support, please make sure you get out to that event so you can find out what's going on. Also, I want to make sure the community know we are having an essay contest for this Both Sides of the Conversation event. We have 3 categories that the young folks are going to be able to win: a $500 prize as well as an award. The information will get up into the chat on the screen. I don't know why it's not on my production sheet, but again, we'll make sure that the community get that information. We want our young people to sign up. February 11th is your last day. I don't want nobody lying on us and say, nobody told us. We didn't get enough time to put our essay in. Get your parents, sit down with them, figure out the topics and what you're going to be writing about. So our team and the folks in the community, we're going to go through and pick the winners. Remember, if you are a winner, you have to show up to the Both Sides of the Conversation bowling event to win your award. And you're going to have to read your essay to the people for our Black History event. So we are excited about that. And I'll get them to put it in the chat, but make sure y'all get y'all young people, elementary, middle school, and high school. All right, we calling y'all all out, no matter what city you in. We just want to hear from the young people. Again, if you are a winner, you have to be present at the event to receive your award. A couple of the ongoing events that are going on, the San Francisco Public Health, they are still doing their ongoing monkeypox vaccination. I believe they also are doing the flu shot there as well every Thursday from 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at 701 Alabama Street in San Francisco. So if you need a vaccination shot or a flu shot, please check that site out as they're going to continue to roll through that information to community. Also, the Peace Parks is still doing a Friday night fun every Friday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Hamilton Rec Center at 1600 Gary Boulevard. For all of our young folks, this is a violence prevention measure. We're trying to get our young people off the streets into an environment that is safe where they can have fun. They have a lot of games, dance, barbers in there cutting hair. They're doing all kind of stuff on Friday nights for these young folks, food and everything. Make sure you get your young folks out there, put them in an environment with a bunch of young folks who are trying to do the right things. So shout out to all the amazing folks at Peace Parks for continuing to keep these Friday night fun nights for our young people so that they do have things where they can engage and be youth and not out there committing crimes or doing anything of that nature. So great stuff. Keep it up, Peace Parks. Everybody at SF Park and Recs, we love y'all. We know we always support y'all and the work y'all doing. Also, the Saturday Family Fun Days are still going on every second and Friday, second and fourth Saturday of every month. Reach out to my guy, Nate Ford at SF Rebels. They are making sure that they have field trips, sporting events, and much more for our young folks and families. Again, another opportunity to help our communities out while money's getting tight. We got to keep things going on for the families and for the young people during these tough times. Also, our Both Sides of the Conversation capacity building fundraiser is still up. We're going to run it through the end of this next month. Again, we're trying to build capacity, a number of things that we need to do here as an organization to grow and have greater impact in our community. So again, if you'd like to support us that way, please do your part and support us. Also, a couple of jobs that's opening just for folks in the community because we are talking about the amount of job loss. The San Francisco Children's Council is recruiting a community outreach manager. It is a full-time position, $75,000 to $85,000 a year. If that is you, maybe this is something you want to do, please click the link. Go apply. They are trying to find some right people that can work with our young people and engage with community. Also, UCSF Facility Services have a number of job opportunities: janitors, tradespeople, painters, carpenters, brothers. There's no excuse. There's jobs out there, okay? Click the link, find out the opening, see if you qualify, and we want to make sure that our community gets to work, all right? Also, our Both Sides of the Conversation, we are still in search of volunteers, looking for people that have skill sets that would like to give back. If you have a heart for the people, you're like, John, I've been trying to connect. I want to give back and help people. There's an opportunity. Reach out to us. We definitely could work with you and use some of your skill sets to help impact our community with the things that we're doing here at Both Sides of the Conversation. I'm not going to announce the Amazon Smile. I've been telling everybody, if y'all don't know, Amazon Smile is counseling their donation for community-led organizations. As they said, over 2.5 million nonprofit and community charities have been a part of the Amazon Smile. You used to be able to purchase stuff with no extra cost to you and choose a charitable organization of your choice to help give them money to support what they're doing. But they're going to be counseling. I think it's ending in the next week or two, so we won't even announce no more. But thank you to all of the amazing folks who continue to support us. We got a lot of Amazon Smile support from the community, so thank you all the ladies that I talked about. Okay, and I said I see those Amazon trucks in your community. All right, I'm not gonna tell on y'all now. See, I can't even tell on you. I can't even knock on the door and tell your husband I saw you out there sneaking packages in the door, and you didn't even choose both sides of the conversation as your charitable organization. It's too late now. I can't even do it no more. That's going away. But thank you, Amazon, for continue for that long run that they did with helping nonprofits out and community charities. So again, it was a good thing, and it's going away. But again, something else to come up. And thank all the community who did support. Also, if you're new here, you just tuning in, or this is your first time, check us out on all of our social media handles. We on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We all over the place. YouTube. Just type in both sides of the conversation. You're going to see our logos go pop up, and check us out. See some of the work we're doing, and see some of the impact that we're having in our community. Also, our next live show is this Thursday. All right, y'all won't see me there because I'll be out in the community. Khalees and the team, they'll be holding it down for our Educational Thursday. But we have Linda Hillman coming on. She's going to be doing a PowerPoint presentation on transition to purpose. Should be a great Educational Thursday. Make sure you tune in and check out what's going on. And then our Youth Sunday conversation is this Sunday. Our youth is going to be back, y'all. They're going to be talking about financial literacy, as you all hear me talking about how bad the economy is. We're going to listen to the youth, okay? Sometimes we got to listen to the youth. They're going to teach the community how to get prepared and how to do the things that they need to do to move forward when it comes to finances, and how do we plan to build generational wealth. So shout out to our amazing Both Sides of the Conversation youth team. And also we have some other youth team folks that we're recruiting to bring on as we build up the youth for this organization, as we build up the youth for the community, okay? We have to listen to our youth, and we're going to do our part here to make sure that the youth voices are heard. I'm tired of the elders talking about, we want to hear what the youth, got to say, but you never hear the youth talking at none of their events or none of their spaces, all right? But we're going to give them a space here so that they can continue to uplift their voices and give back to community. So shout out to our youth team, and they'll be here this Sunday to have a great conversation about money, financial literacy. So it should be great. All right, with that being said, I see y'all texting me, Bishop, shut up, get off. We want to see the hidden gems. All right, I said enough. That's the end of our events. Khalees, we're going to go ahead and bring up our first hidden gem tonight. We're going to bring up Miss Hillwalk. Come up here and talk to the
right.
How you doing tonight, Queen?
Hi, good evening. Thank you for having me. Thank you for
Go ahead and
nominating
tell the
me.
community a little about yourself.
Hi, my name is Jacqueline, and I am a health influencer here in Oakland in the town. I have Hill Walk Fit Walk as my platform. It was established in 2018 following a major weight loss that I went through naturally, no BBWs, naturally wholesome. Since that, I have created a apparel line, Hill Walk Apparel, where I have workout gear and just gear where you can look good in. I've created a remote nutrition club that I run from my house. So there are times and seasons that I have protein shakes and protein donuts and pizzas and things like that. And I sell those from my house. I do delivery, or you can do pickup, whatever's convenient for you. And I also hold private workout sessions and sessions where I bring women together and we walk hills, we work out. And my sessions and private sessions are free of charge.
Wow, great stuff. I mean, it's always great to have folks, come on and talk about health. One of the things that we learned in the pandemic was, how bad and how many disparities we have when we talk about health in the Black community. So I think it's something powerful when we start talking about nutrition, how we eat, and how all of this affects us. And I think this is why programs what you're running and things that we need to see in our community is so important, because we need to know about it. And Black folks have had a history with our healthcare professionals. And it's just great to have you as a leader of the community bringing these type of resources to the people so they can have somebody that looks like them, that they could trust, to have these conversations about health. And I think that's something that we got to continue to uplift and push forward. But in this journey, since you started this organization, the work you've been doing, what has it been like? What's the challenge? Why is it so hard to get our Black folks motivated to get out, get exercise? I mean, I know the pandemic held us down. People didn't want to be around people. But from your experience, just working with people, listening to what's going on and doing your assessment, what has been the biggest challenge to get Black folks focused on healthy eating and exercising?
I think breaking the habits that they have, and commitment and dedication. What I see is when, people do come to me, and not a lot of people, but when people do come, they want instant results. And it is possible to achieve that, but that comes with commitment and dedication and work. Anything worth having is worth working hard for. And so, a lot of people, I also do Herbalife. So, I do believe in that. I do, I take vitamin supplements, I take enhancers. And, if people are taking something and they don't see those results in 2 to 3 days, then they're like, F that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want any of that. But what people fail to understand is when you're taking supplements, and it just doesn't have to be Herbalife, but when you're taking any type of supplements, it requires you to work with it. It goes hand in hand. It enhances, the results. So, what I see is people don't want to put the work in. They want you to put the work in. But, we live in a microwave society, where people just want instant pop-up results with anything that they do. And, there's a lack of commitment. There's a lack of dedication. And what people fail to realize is when you're doing something like this, especially when you're doing a weight loss, it's not just, oh, I pop up and I'm about to lose weight. It's, have you thought about that? Have you really decided to make this change? Have you did your research, into what it takes to really, take a step like that? So I think that's why a lot of people, especially Black people, struggle with that, because we're the number one obese, race out here. We eat, and we love it. I mean, don't get me wrong, food is good. I love it too. But, there has to be some sense of control. There has to be some sense of rationalization when it comes to it. Our food portions are already over proportion when we go into restaurants and things like that. So just being able to put that fork down sometimes is, what we have to realize we have to do.
So, Jacqueline, a lot of times we bite off more than we can chew, right? So it's like we'll set these high standards for ourselves and start with these New Year fads and all this exercising that we're supposedly going to do. How can we set something that's consistent, attainable, and so that we'll be able to stay on point throughout the year? I mean, do we start off small and grow as we try to be consistent in our lifestyle change? Because it's truly a lifestyle change. Wouldn't you agree? Can you elaborate on this to know what can we do to remain consistent? Because I can say I work for food. I started really watching what I was putting in my mouth and eating, and how much work I'd have to do to burn it off. So can you share with us how we can accomplish this goal this beginning of the year?
I mean, I think you're absolutely right. Like, being realistic about it. I mean, you're not just going to make those changes overnight. It is a process. Setting small goals is the key, and being realistic with it. I'm not big on depriving. I'm human. I have those times when I want a cheeseburger. I have those times when I want some ice cream. I have those times, but, I have to also be, realistic with what I'm doing, how far it took me to get here, and, what I am putting in my mouth. calories, when you're eating calories and you don't work to burn that up, that turns into fat. And so, especially if you're eating, the time of day you're eating, what you're eating, all of those things matter. So if you just ate a huge high calorie meal at 6 o'clock at night and you didn't do at least 20 minutes of something to burn that, that's not good. You're going to sleep on that. You're going to feel that, and it's going to transpire into fat. So I think definitely setting realistic goals and being intentional about it. When you're going to the grocery store, what are you putting in your basket? And yeah, you can put a bag of chips in there. You can put a bag of that in there, but, making sure you have more of the good stuff too. And just being intentional in those areas.
Now, how about when you fall into that slump? Because for myself, I have to do some form of activity every day. And I
Mhm,
know if I take one day off, it's going to turn into
mhm,
two, into three, and then
mhm,
you've
mhm,
lost it.
mhm.
How?
So I think, knowing what it is that you're doing, um, to see effectiveness, it's recommended having some sort of a active regimen at least 3 to 4 times out of the week. Um, Really, about a 45-minute workout is substantial. Even 15 to 20 to 30 minutes is substantial. It's what you're doing in that time frame and how you're burning. Um, you know, so if you get into that slump, at least try to do something twice a week. That's just as good. Take that 20 minutes. I mean, it's only 20 minutes, and just get up and do it. The workout would be so much easier if you just shut the F up and do it. Like that's my motto, just because there are days I don't want to do it, but how you feel after, how you feel when you push through is what matters. And that's what motivates you. So, I mean, when you come home after work and you already set it in your mind that day, I'm going to do it when I get off, I'm going to walk or whatever it is. And when you get home, which many a times I get home and I'm just like, ooh, bed. Hey, what's up? But you know what? Let me just, I'm up, and once you get out there, I kid you not, that adrenaline changes, and it just makes you go, go, go. So I think just definitely being encouraged to push through is the key. That's what I do. I highlight a lot of my workout sessions that I do on my social media, on Instagram, and I show that to encourage people that, when you don't feel like it, it's worth it. Just do it.
Well, community, y'all heard Kylie. She needs an accountability partner. Okay, y'all make sure y'all call her and hit her on the Instagram and say, make sure you go do your work today. But real quick, I got one other question that I definitely, because I see your work is kind of like a club. So one, I just want to make sure as we promoting this, is this a woman only club? Is it gender based? And then also, what do you do differently than all the other health coaches? Because there's health coaches, everybody's talking about this stuff all over the Bay Area and beyond. But what separates your organization from the others? And then also, given the situation that we are in the Black community, when we talk about food apartheid, we talk about food desert, there's no healthy grocery stores. The cost of healthy food is so high. We know people are losing their jobs. What strategies and tricks are you giving to people that's coming to you in these times where, we just don't have access to healthy food sometimes in the Black community? We know we can find liquor stores and fast food everywhere, but when it comes to a whole food or a healthy organic place is not there. What are you doing to help educate those folks? Or what do you do differently to get people inspired to eat better when in their community, there's nothing around them but bad food?
Hmm. I mean, definitely, finding out, looking for those resources where you can get, affordable vegetables and affordable food. I'm a little bougie, so I stay at Whole Foods. I'm a spin. Um, and then I also like Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's is a lot less cheaper than Whole Foods. You can get bananas. They selling them left and right at Trader Joe's for like, I think is it 19 cents or something like that? Avocados, 79 cents, I believe. Like Trader Joe's is on a more affordable scale. Um, you know, Wherever, you can find ShopRite, they have vegetables and, things like that. If you're, you know, into your meats, I'd probably say go ahead and, go where you go and get your meats, because it's just so hard to find good quality meat out there. I do go to Safeway for my meats, which is just on a cheaper scale than anything else. Um, for me, what I offer is just inspiration. When I'm out here working or walking or working out, it's me. I'm in my element, and it's fun. I create what I do. I put my earphones in, I go out, and I make it fun. So I just inspire people to, even though you're on this journey, it's no right or wrong way. All you have to do is just start. And so do what makes you happy. Movement is happy. We're Black people. Movement is colorful to us. We're colorful in that way, and so just make it your own. Stay active, keep moving, do what you do. You don't need a gym. Like you were saying earlier, like, yeah, cut back on some of them expenses too. Gym membership is very expensive. And I think for me, I really started accelerating in my home workouts, in my outdoor workouts, which I just love outdoors. Like I'm more outdoors than indoors anyway. Like inside, I have my equipment and stuff, but I got to be outside. And so during the pandemic, I was outside. So, be you and do you how you want to do it. There's no right or wrong way to exercise as long as you're active. I also do have a personal trainer, though. He is a guy. And when I want something extra, though, and more cardio, and just to hold me accountable, too, because we all need that. Yeah, I need accountability, too. So I go to him, and he has his own personal training, too. He does charge for it, but it's not outrageous. He has gym membership, so he does take people with him under his buddy passes. So you get that included in that as well. I mainly work with women, because you know how it is when you got dudes. So I normally work with women. I do train. And then as far as the remote nutrition club that I do out of my home, that's open to everyone. I prepare homemade milkshakes with Herbalife protein shakes, and I make them into real milkshakes. So that's something I started a couple months ago. It's been doing really well. Some of my favorite or best sellers are strawberry cheesecake and pralines and cream. So you want your sweet tooth cravings, but without all the sugar and all that fat. And you get the very same taste. You wouldn't even know if I didn't tell you it was made with Herbalife products for half the price, half the calories, and you're getting your daily protein too.
Now, I didn't hear you shout out any farmers markets, so I guess it's not enough Black farmers markets.
Farmers
All the Black
markets too.
farmers. We got to make
Farmers
sure our Black
markets
farmer
too.
markets is in business.
Farmer markets are good too. I sometimes go because I'm just so traditional. I just stay in the stores like that. But farmer markets are good too. I think the one in Sally, I think they still do it at Bayfair. That's a pretty good one, and they're not so expensive, but they do have good quality fruits and foods too.
Well, thank you very much, Queen. Before we let
Yes.
you go tonight, if you want to give any shots out to anybody and the folks on your team, we want to do that tonight. You've been on this hidden gem segment. You ain't hitting no more community. All of the queens out there that's trying to get it right, don't take the liposuction route. Go eat right. Go holler at the Hill Walk and come be a part of the club and find out how you could do your part. And it's not going to happen overnight. I'm glad you said that, because too many of our women in our community are watching these TV shows. Everybody's trying to go under the knife. And there is still some work, because I see a lot of people getting these surgeries, and in 6 months, they go right back to where they was. I was like, you got to eat right. You still got to do the right thing. So with that being said, shout out to people.
I will say real quick, I used to be 255 pounds plus. And I did not go under the knife. I mean, to be honest, I didn't see a need to lose weight. I didn't go looking to lose weight. Honestly, it was a stress-induced thing. People who knew me for years was seeing the weight just shed. And because I had been a big girl all my life, I didn't really see it. So I do still identify with the BBW community because I have been a big girl all my life. But when I started noticing that I was losing weight, I took it for what it was and started doing it the right way. And it was not easy, but I had a leg up at taking care of myself better and keeping my health right. And so I did that. So it's not easy, but it's well worth the journey. And to be able to say, you've done something like that, you've committed to that, it makes it all, the worth it.
You look fabulous. You look fabulous. And yes, you look great. Congratulations.
Well, this is what we gonna do, Queen. We'll go ahead and support you. We'll make sure we buy a couple of those drinks and we'll give it to some of the ladies in the community and see if they'll drink it. And we'll help them out. We'll support a few of your folks. We thank you for coming here tonight to uplift your business community, the ladies of the community. Go join the club. Get out the house. Get off the TV. Go out there and walk with the Hill Walk and make change, okay? Your health is everything. So we thank you for coming on. Definitely, I'll have our team reach out to you so we can support you with some of your herbal drinks. And hopefully we can bless a couple of ladies in the community. They like the drinks and get you some business. You can teach them some of the other things they knew. So thank you for coming here today. And we'll make sure we get your Instagram and social media out to the community. And we make sure that they can connect with you. Ladies, get to work now. It's time to get to work. All right. All right, Miss Jenny.
Thank you.
Have a good evening and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you
right.
for coming.
All right, community. There you go. You got to get right. It's all about your health. Health is wealth. And we're just proud to see another sister doing something. Again, we're here to support Black businesses, uplift Black businesses.
Yes.
Get off the couch. Call up the sister. If you need an accountability partner, you need somebody to walk around the lake with, reach out to Jacqueline and help her out. With that being said, we're going to bring up the next hidden gem tonight, Brother Mark Clifton. Welcome to both sides of the conversation, King. Come holler at the people.
All right.
How you doing, boss man?
Man, can't complain, man. We want to hear about this amazing stuff you're doing, brother.
All right, no problem, no problem. How you doing, Miss Khalees?
I'm doing great. And yourself?
Pretty good. Thanks for everybody tuning in. I appreciate the invite. So right now, as you can see, we do, my company is called More Life Ice. We're doing Italian ice through the Bay Area, mostly through, we service pretty much San Francisco through Sacramento. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Italian ice, but basically it's a frozen dessert similar to like an ice cream, but with Italian ice. We pretty much pride ourselves not having a dairy in it. So, our people don't do good with dairy products. So, the Italian ice is a pretty good hit. If it's definitely it's a non-dairy frozen dessert. It's a vegan friendly as well. So, it's kind of like something you would have to try. It's pretty big on the East Coast, but my job and what I decided to do is kind of brand it out to the Bay Area because, we get pretty good weather throughout the year. So that's something I started pretty much about a year and a half ago. It'll be 2 years in March. Everything's going pretty good. Started this business prior to COVID. I was actually doing the juices, so I kind of relate with the young lady, what she was saying, earlier in our conversation. So I definitely respect what she's doing with the nutrition. But other than that, if you guys got any questions for me, just let me know. I can pretty much give you a rundown of what we do, where we're located. My Instagram handle is right there. Spelled a little different, MORE, 2 I's in life, ICE. We do all parties events. We do all catering, fundraising. We work with a lot of schools. Last year, I think we did about 25 different schools throughout the Bay Area. Let me see what else. We also got into the state fair. That was a pretty big accomplishment for us. That was 2 weeks in a row. Started off at 10 in the morning to 11 at night every day. So, anything you guys have, any questions, just let me know. I'd be happy to tell you about it.
Definitely, we have some questions, King. We didn't bring you in there not to ask no questions. You scared me at first. I said he's talking about ice cream after the lady just talking about eating healthy. But
right. That's why I had to make it. I kind of have to make it clear. It's a little bit more on the healthier side, but like I could definitely relate with what she's doing because we also do the juices as well.
First of all, I just want to give you a huge shout out. I was talking to somebody today, when it comes to Black entrepreneurship, especially our Black males of the community, there's so much fear of failure. And a lot of our community brothers are scared to launch, scared to take a chance. So I just want to give you a huge shout out for having the courage, right, to believe in your dream and push forward, because that's what it's really all about. And this is why this segment is so important, that our community gets behind the Black brothers. See, this is why I love this segment, okay? Because I'm tired of people talking about where's the Black brothers at, what they doing. But then when we do things, the community don't show up. So I get to call out the community. Get behind this king. Support his business. Next event you got some money in your budget, make sure you call this brother and get some ices out there for the community. That's what we're going to do. See, we're going to support you. See, I don't just have people come on here and talk about what we're going to do. No, we're going to support you. We'll get you at one of our events, and we'll get some of your ices out there so folks can taste it and things of that nature. You didn't talk about your location. Are you a pop-up? Are you in a brick and mortar? Where you at, brother?
Okay, so we're based out of Vallejo. Vallejo, you guys know where Vallejo is, a little bit right after Richmond, a little bit before Fairfield. We actually started out in Vallejo. I started out on the corner at a tire shop, ended up walking up to the owner, just saying, hey, I got this idea, let me set up. I'll give you rent. So we ended up just setting up like with a canopy and a cart. We did that for about 6 months. And then we expanded to a different location around the corner. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Vallejo or not, but right now we're at a grocery outlet. And with that said, we actually, once we moved from the tire shop, I ended up getting a small trailer. So we started serving out of a trailer. Right around my 1-year anniversary, we ended up purchasing a truck. So if you want to find us, you basically have to tune in to our Instagram, because we're pretty much all over today. We were at the grocery outlet in Vallejo, but our second location we're at in Richmond. So we pretty much set up, it's me and my brother-in-law. So he sets up the truck in Richmond right there on San Pablo at the Plug Tattoo Shop. Pretty much kind of like off McBride, if you're familiar with the Richmond area. And then me, I cover pretty much anywhere from Vallejo to Vacaville. So it's kind of like we're all over. Since we're mobile, ever since I got away from the cart, we're all over. We're set up in Sal's and Sac last week. We were in San Francisco about 2 weeks ago, 3 days in a row. So literally, if you want to find us, just check us out on any social medias. You'll be able to catch up with us.
Man, definitely get those social media handles so that the community can support. I'm going to support. I'm going to follow you. I'm going to pull up on you. You're going to see the big both sides of the conversation. I'm going to say, King, give me some of the ice cream. I need some ice cream.
Yeah, we're going to get you right. We're going to get you right.
Especially with these freezing conditions. Mark, can you please tell me what flavors? Give me a little bit of more detail. Do you have toppings? Give me some information, please.
Of course. So what we do, like I said, we have the Italian ice. So the thing that makes it different from us, we mix our flavors up. So like our number one flavor, probably our most popular one is we call it a Caribbean. So it's a cherry orange pineapple, similar to what you probably grew up on, called the Big Stick. So if you try that, that'll remind you of that. We have the bomb flavor, which is a red, white, and blue. It'll probably remind you of the bomb pop. Obviously, we got the number one dessert in the State Fair with our mango nata. That's a mango ice with the chamoy and tahini on top. I mean, a lot of our people aren't familiar with it, but if you hadn't grew up with any Latinos, or you see the people on the corner with the chamoy and they put it on the corn, that's what we do with the ice. So I mean, we usually carry about over 10 flavors. We got a sour apple, we got a Jolly Rancher, cotton candy bubblegum is a kid's favorite. We have a blue raz, a lemonade. I mean, I can go on and on with flavors. We like to mix them up. As for the toppings, like I said, we have the chamoy and tahini. We also have we put Sour Patch candies on it. We have I wish I could show you some of the stuff we do. We have like we're really got us famous on social media is what's called a 4 tray, and that's pretty much you can do 4 different flavors inside of a tray, and you can kind of mix it up. So we like to keep it different. It's not just all one flavor. So if you come to the truck, you're gonna see a whole lot of color, a whole lot of flavors. You don't see toppings, sauce, we do it all. We do it all.
All right. Wonderful. Okay. And so are there any nuts or any cones or sundaes? How does it work with
we don't really, so all our product is nut free, dairy free. Like I said, it's a vegan friendly product, so we don't use anything with milk, eggs, or nuts involved with it. We do have like I said, we do the toppings, most likely candy on top. What's up? That's my uncle right there coming up.
I'm bringing him up. I asked him, I got to bring him up. I see the Cliftons in the building.
Check his books out. Check him out. But so we definitely do the toppings. Not too much ice cream or like whipped cream like that. But I mean, once you try it, you really don't even need toppings, to be honest. I mean, I don't really like to over talk the product. If you ever get a chance to pull up on it, you see exactly what I mean.
Excited.
Man, that's amazing. We're gonna get your Facebook and your Instagram out there in the community so we can pull up.
Yeah, pull up.
I see your uncle up here. So it's a family thing. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is beautiful. Two black kings out here doing some amazing things. See,
Yes,
people
sir.
be lying. See, when we talk about changing the narrative, right, and uplifting the voices of black folks, this is what we talking about. Family, doing business together, teaching each other, uplifting the young generation. This is what we talk about when we talk about bridging the gap between the old and the young, passing the torch. See, you learning from some young brothers, man. That's what I'm talking about. Marvin, what's going on, brother? I had to bring you up here. I said I was gonna keep it separate, but I said, listen, this is powerful stuff. Our community need to see two powerful black men in the same family, running a business, being an entrepreneur, being a blessing to the people. You gotta let the people see this, brother.
John, I don't know if I wanted to follow my nephew. He doing some big things.
I learned some of that from you. You know what time it is. For sure.
That's nice. I'm proud of him though, man. And this ice, as someone who's tasted it, is delicious, like he's saying.
Appreciate that. It's something they gotta actually, experience. It's something they gotta experience. Now, I don't know. Have you guys had Italian Nights before?
I haven't had it. That's why I said I'm pulling up on you.
I have not.
Never had it. Okay.
Never.
Okay. Yeah. So like I said, it's between like a ice cream with the consistency and kind of like an icy. So I mean, it's kind of hard to explain. Like if you try, I like to ask people, how would you describe it? And they pretty much say the same thing. So so it's actually a pretty big thing on the East Coast. So me, hopefully with the business, I can introduce it more to the West Coast and get it started.
Hey, this is the start. You came on today, brother. You got 2 new clients. We're gonna pull up. Me and Khalid will pull up on you.
Appreciate it.
Support your business, brother. Listen, we don't talk about it. We be about it. You better check us out. We bless our people, okay? I spend my dollars with my people. And we're gonna pull up on you and check out your ice game, man, and see what's going on. And I want the 4-pack. I want the 5-pack. I need to
get the 4 tray.
Sides of the conversation.
You gotta get the 4 tray. You gotta get the 4 tray. And then also before I go, I do want to let you guys know we do all parties and events. So if you ever need a party catered, I know everybody get the tacos and you get the barbecue, but you got to come with dessert. So don't forget about the dessert. If you ever need anything catered, let us know. We do indoor, outdoor. We have a small cart, big cart. We got 2 trucks. I mean, any and all events we're welcome to do. We also do fundraising too. So if you have any connects with PTA, any school board members, any after school programs, any sporting events, let me know. We give back 20% typically to help any cause with the kids. So keep us in mind.
Oh man, you gonna get blessed and highly favored anytime you give back to the young people.
Yes.
I always tell people you gotta give more than you receive, brother. That's what it's all about. We got another person on there. Dr. Cooper says she's coming. All right, you gonna start blowing up. People start pulling up. All right,
Oakland, Richmond, Vallejo. Where else? Vacaville. If you're in Oakland, we set up with Vegan Mob. We set up with Chef Green's Tacos, the Black Taco Man out there in West Oakland. We set up
your IG. Put your IG in there. Everybody on Facebook keeps saying, "What's your IG?" Make sure you put in the private chat. We can get it up. I want to make sure. We got somebody who said they have had some and they support you. They will definitely support. That's what it's all about. Community coming together. Young brother. Anytime I see a young brother, all right, doing this thing, I'm always gonna support. And I always encourage my community. Get out there, spend your black dollars, and help uplift the young brothers in the community. When we talk about violence prevention and things that we're doing, right? When we got young brothers doing stuff like this, community, it is our responsibility to get behind them and give them an opportunity to succeed and flourish from us. It's too many young brothers got to depend on the other communities to uplift them. Where are we at? When we talk about accountability, when we talk about the village, when we talk about the black ecosystem, who's creating it? It's our time to do it. Get behind the young king. Follow him on his Facebook. Make sure you give your location too, brother. Let me tell you something. I want to help you out. I haven't seen your Facebook yet, but I'm going to get on there. But I'm going to tell you one of the issues that I have with a lot of these pop-ups, okay? They pop up at places. They never give people the directions of where they at. They just, I'm over here. Everybody don't know, right? So make sure when you do find out where you located at, get the address so you can put it in your chats, put it in there so people can pull up. Because too many times I've sent people out to go support him like, John, he said he's out here, but I don't see him, right? It can be a matter of, those type of things. So just make sure wherever you popping up at, just make sure you have the right information for folks to pull up so they can support you. And we do got a lot of people on this platform that go out in the community and support these very businesses that come on here and promote their business. So just make sure that your information is clear. And I'm going to be out there. I'm going to find out where you at. We're going to pull up on you. and we'll get some ice cream. Maybe one of our events we do, we'll get you to come in, especially on our homeless feeds. You know, we got a number of those we do around the Bay Area, and we want to show the people that's unhoused some love too, and maybe we could give them some ice cream, give them some sugar, give them some of this nice vegan stuff that you got going on. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
I'm kind of like feeling this vegan
Yes, sir.
stuff.
Yes, sir. Yep. Let me know if you guys ever need me. Like I said, my Instagram is right behind me. More Life Ice. It's 2 I's in life. That might kind of throw you off, or it might be easier to follow. However you look at it, it's just More Life Ice on Facebook as well. MORELIIFEICE.
Man,
Thank you
very
so
powerful
much.
stuff. Yeah. Before we let you go, is there any shots out? Anybody you want, your team, your folks? This is the time to do it because we're going to have Myron stay up here and we'll go through his stuff. But yeah, brother, go ahead and shout out to people. Give yourself some flowers, man. Shout out to people that help you go when nobody else see you moving.
Right. No, I appreciate everybody who helps me. You know, we do have a big presence on Instagram. So anybody watching on there, not so much on Facebook, but you know, shout out to Facebook, but shout out to everybody on Instagram. Shout out to all my family. Shout out to my uncle right here. Shout out to Angelique who, you know, gave me an invite to come up here. Also shout out to my other brother, my brother in business, Brothers Honey. You'll probably hear from him a little bit later. We do a lot of events together. We set up in the same city, same parking lot. Make sure you check him out. He's a black beekeeper. He got a crazy story. And then, you know, like I said, follow me on Instagram, hit me up, DM me, shout me out. If you ever need a birthday party catered, a graduation party, church party, wedding, we do it all. Hit me up.
Man, very powerful stuff, King. There you all have it. Mark Clifton Jr., More Life and Ice. Y'all make sure y'all go out there and support him. We got his Instagram rolling out there. Pull up on him. He said he in the community. Pull up on him.
Everywhere.
Take a picture with him and then
Everywhere.
tag me. Say, Bishop, I pulled up on him and tag both sides of the conversation. All right, because we're going to do it. We're going to pull up on you. Hey, thank you again. And, you know, as we kick off this Black History Month, brother, and we talk about building Black ecosystems and prosperity to our community, I definitely want to get you at some of the events. So I'll connect you to some of the events that's going on, some of the vendor list that's going on. Because all you got to do is just show up. It's enough events, get on the vendor list, pull up, and you know, definitely our folks will be showing up. I see some folks in the chat saying they just followed you on IG.
Appreciate it.
Get some subscribers there. People are watching. That's a good thing. And
Appreciate it.
we're gonna support you, King. So keep doing what you do. Make sure you reach out. I'll connect with you. I have our team connect with you on our Instagram so that I can pull up and find out where you at and support you, brother.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the invite. You guys take care.
All right. See, we just go jump right into the next before we get the next guest up. We're gonna bring up Brother Myron. He's already been up here. Brother Myron, you got a story too. What you doing, brother? Tell the people what you doing.
Man, let me tell you something. That little kid, Marky, grown up in business for himself, married, got a couple kids. That's my nephew, man. He's doing so good. I'm so proud of him.
Man, that's phenomenal, you know, and I'm just happy that you were able to smile and see that light, that change. And I'm gonna tell you why it was powerful, and the reason why I asked you to come up, because I typically try to let each guest have their shine. But when we have families,
yes,
not only families, when we have Black males, which is missing in our community, and you say you proud of them, this is what young Black males need to hear. Black males need to hear other Black males encouraging them, supporting them. As Black males, we have to tell each other we love each other. Not on none of that funny stuff, but we love each other.
Right.
We have to get to that point, all right? So again, having you here for that short time, publicly, to just acknowledge your nephew with that smile on your face and him making you proud, that's what our community needs to see. And when we talk about changing the narrative, this is what it's all about, brother.
That's powerful.
But welcome. Talk about the stuff you doing now, King.
Thank you. So we had a young lady talking about getting her health in order. Then Marky was talking about healthy food. And what I do, I'm a writer. I write. I'm an artist. And I'm a novelist. I've written 3 novels and 10 books overall. I also blog at my own website, DerrickDean.com, and on Medium. And something I want to share with your audience tonight is I also am the owner and operator of a monthly digital magazine that's free. So, and I have creators, writers, authors, poets, people who have small businesses who are contributors. They write articles. I source them from all over the country and even outside the country to write articles. And then I also offer free advertising for people who have books, small businesses, whatever it is they have, because I believe that some art should be free. And so the magazine is called Dear Dean Magazine. It's monthly, it's digital only, and it is open to, and I have a lot of Black women contributors. The LGBTQI community will contribute to it. And I, of course, cover politics from a Black perspective, right? But I also open it up to some different opinions, but nothing as far as anything that's going to attack us or our people. But under the big tent of things that we can't talk about. So it is free, and I publicize. I get some famous writers or contributors, and I get small writers too. People just say, I have something to say. Can I submit an article? And I get articles at 500 words. I get full series that could be 2,000 words, multiple parts, and I dive into the issues. And it's very popular. So I leverage my social media followers. I'm not very big on most social media. I think on Twitter I may have a little over 12,000 followers, a couple thousand on Insta, maybe just a few hundred on Facebook. But I have a very active social media follower base that really dives into what I write from a political and social and pop culture standpoint. And then, of course, my books are a whole nother thing.
Man, I think that's very powerful. And I have to say this because you dampened it down. We have to address the issues in our community. That's what we do here. We have to tackle the taboo conversation, the stigma conversations. When do we elevate the voices of the people? Right? It's too much cancel culture going on. People, everybody's complaining, but they don't want to deal with the issue. That's what we do here. I told them, y'all can cancel me. Okay, I'm going to talk about the real issues that impact our community. I don't want to hear people walking around talking about, well, we really need to talk about this, but we don't feel comfortable to talk about it.
Right.
We're going to create that space. That's why we're not going to be centralized media. We're going to stay the way we are. We'll build, but this is for our people.
Right.
When do we have a sacred space that we can have a real conversation? Because we know through conversations, the healing process begins. We need to heal in our community.
Right, we have to dive into those uncomfortable or crucial conversations. So if I look at some of the topics that we've covered in the magazine over the past 3 months, we did a series on reparations. We broke it down from a national standpoint, not by city or state like San Francisco and California is doing, but as a nation. And I looked at all the times this nation has given reparations to different groups and people, even though they can call it different things. So we looked at that. This month's issue dives into who makes the rules in sports and why do those rules often target Black expression. And I have a contributor from Dr. Vernon Andrews who wrote about it. He's a PhD and he dove into it. I wrote a whole series on the attacks on Meghan Markle, a series on the attacks on Vice President Kamala Harris. I wrote about the story about the slap between Chris Rock and Will Smith. And from a Black perspective, I dove into very deeply why some of us are okay to not watch videos of us being killed by police. That it's okay. Not all of us can take looking at what Nina Simone called strange fruit, but some of us do. Some of us need that. And the generational trauma that comes with that every time we see that, regardless of what race the cop is, right? And I've broken down and dove into why the sports world failed Brittany Griner. She was Black, she was queer, she was a woman, and just failed her and laughed at her and ridiculed her. I dove into Kanye, right? Uncle Luther Campbell, Killer Mike, all these guys taking inside of white supremacy. We're gonna dive into that. So we have touched on some deep topics that we, like you just said, we have to talk about in surface. And I've written about all the big topics, Dr. King, Malcolm X, and everything. But you know what? I've written about how our Black churches and our white churches, we got white Christians and Black Christians. One of them pray for money, and one of them pray for salvation and safety from the other one. but somehow they pray to the same God. So I dive into that. And so I think, and I write from not an expert point of view. I just write from an older black man, grew up in East Oakland, who had voted every time I could vote, who lived in 5 different states, and I have some experience dealing with us and dealing with other folk. And so just from a layman's standpoint, here's some things we're going to talk about. And I do it in a non-accusatory and a non-judgmental way and say, look, you know what? This is my observation. And you know what? We're growing. My books sell well. My blog blows up. And you know what? I get good feedback. I mean, the community really dives into it because, like you said, we need to have these crucial conversations. And if someone's going to get canceled or called out just because we're talking about something, we're family. We got to be able to talk about it amongst ourselves. And it resonates.
Man, definitely. Khalees, you want to jump in here? I know you have something you want to say.
So I see 10 books. I've heard 10 books. Talk about those books. What target audience are those books going after?
That's a great question. Thank you for that question, Khalees. So let me talk about my 3 novels first. My first 2 novels, the first one is called BLM-PD. BLM-PD. And it's set in the near future. It's a political thriller, and I turn the American hero upside down. And by that, I mean, this book is about a young man who was killed by police, and his friends decide to get revenge. And his friends are all women. They're all women of color. And so in America, what turns it upside down is in America, we are used to Clint Eastwood, Tom Cruise, Matt Damon, Arnold Schwarzenegger. We're used to a white male vigilante who can kill anybody. He can kill cops, government folk, Secret Service, CIA, FBI, and yet he will still be the hero and celebrated. We never get to see us, and we never get to see Black women kill cops in revenge and be celebrated as the hero. And that's what that book is about. They go to get revenge. And then I wrote a prequel to that. It's called Monuments, A Deadly Day at Jefferson Park. And in that book, we take on directly all those Confederate monuments and what they mean. And I get a group of people that decide, you know what? They're coming down. And the people supporting them, we're going to take care of them too. So these are violent political thrillers, fantasy. But you know what? It changes the whole paradigm from all those white action heroes who could do all that. They can tear up neighborhoods, blow up buildings, blow up the planet, but they come away as heroes.
You sound like some radical unity, brother.
It's radical, man. But you know what? So I took a turn from that and I wrote a book. It's probably my most popular book right now. It's a novel. It's called Jamal and the Amazing Adventures in the Black Church. It's a coming of age story about a 16, soon to be 17-year-old Black boy who is being raised by his aunt and uncle, and his uncle is also the pastor of his church. And we see the mechanisms of the Black church through this 16, 17-year-old boy's eyes as he follows his grandfather around to all these church events, revivals, anniversaries, and all the things he's getting into. And we see it through his eyes. And I can tell you something, everything that boy sees in that book are true. Everything, it's all true. All the names and dates and places have changed, but every story is true. And it is, I'm telling you, Black folk who know churches and who don't, they love it. They love this book. They love it.
Myron, I got to be careful now because the bishop told me and James told me on Sunday, exactly. We got to make sure the narrative about the Black church change. All right, they're going to be calling me talking about, here you go, John.
We don't believe
they're going to come for me, okay? But listen, I think that, I think it's a real perspective and conversation that got to continue to happen in our community. We know we're impacted by a lot of these issues. And I know there's a lot of change happening. I know there's a lot of opportunities. Our churches are pivoting. I was talking about the mental health realm. More and more churches are open to mental health. Before it wasn't like that. So we do have some progress. We do have some things moving forward when it comes to the pulpit. But again, we know there's still a lot of work that we got to deal with. We're going to have a conversation, Brother Myron. I want you to come back.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
we got some pastors who are talking about growing cannabis on the church property. And it's a number of pastors across the country that have already started doing it. It's going to be a hot conversation. But I already talked to a couple of pastors that was on here on Sunday, and they want to have a conversation. I think it's something that we should have with the community. It's going to get hot and sticky, but I think it's a good.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I'll soften that because I have 2 other books out, Khalees. One is about I did some rideshare driving for a few years, and I got a collection of stories from backseat riders, and it's called Ride Over Share, and I put that together. And then I did a book about, because a lot of us like to drink coffee, just on different coffee drinks, the ingredients and the history of those ingredients, and how those relate to the person that's drinking them. It's a very lighthearted, sit down, have a cup of coffee, and read this book, and it's really wonderful. And even the Rideshare book is just a collection of stories and fascinating stories. The people are fascinating. They just tell you stories when you're driving in places, and people are really resonating with both of those books as well.
Wow,
I'm
sounds
glad I don't drink coffee, okay?
I'm a coffee drinker. Dutch Bros.
Oh, don't let her get started with the Dutch Bros, okay? All right? They get there every time. I thought they put something in that Dutch Bro, make you come back like that. I don't know what's in that coffee. I don't know where they get them beans from, but that line is around the corner, all right? But before we let you go, Myron, first of all, is there anybody you want to shout out, but also for some of the many books that you're talking about, where can our community access them? Where do we get them at? Do you on Amazon? How can they connect to you? I see your social medias up, but is there a website? Just so if somebody want to check out some of your novels, how can they pick up some of those books? And we'll get some.
Thank you for that. 2 shout outs. One, to answer your question, you can find all my books on both Amazon. You just look up Myron Clifton and my books come up, and I have an Amazon page there. But also, most of my books are also for sale online at Barnes & Noble. And then I want to shout out for Black History Month, which starts tomorrow, a new social media app that's built, owned by a Black man. And it's called Spoutible, Spoutible, Spoutible.com. And it is a replacement for Twitter. And you know how the owner of Twitter has gone full racist, welcoming Nazis and all this kind of stuff, Elon Musk. Well, Christopher Bouzy, who built Bot Sentinel, and that's a service that he built for Twitter to find and eliminate all the bots. He created his own social media platform, and I've been a beta tester for the past month or so, and it launches tomorrow. And it's all the things you love about Twitter, but none of the hate directed at Black women, none of the Nazis or white supremacists, all that stuff is out, and there's no charge, and it launches tomorrow. And he has he had over 200,000 pre-registered users that go live tomorrow, and he's expecting to have over 1 million in the first month. And this is a Black-owned social media app. So I'm trying to spread the word, get in there, and let's support one of our own. And it launches on Black History Month.
Hey, Brother Myron, can you please put that information in the chat so we can get that out? I definitely want to sign up. Anything Black, I'm all about supporting it. And we got a new social media platform that we could get our communication out. I think that's phenomenal. Definitely get that out there to us so we can get it out to the community. Again, thank you, King, for coming on here talking about the work. I'm going to follow you. I'm looking up your link tree. I'm going to follow you, see how we can stay connected. I want to bring you back for some of these conversations because I'm always looking for different perspectives. The Bishop, I could get tied up in my rants, okay? They just think I'm nuts. Or sometimes, you nuts, Bishop. All right, but I want them to know there's some other perspective that's crossing those lines. Yes. I think in the community, Black folks, we got to be uncomfortable with conversations if we really want to build foundation. And it is time to have those conversations. We can't turn our backs no more. We cannot be quiet. It is time to speak up. We have to elevate our people, and it starts with the word, a voice from the people. And we're going to get that thing pushing forward. But definitely, brother, I'm going to make sure the team stay connected with you. We're going to follow you, and we're going to make sure that we get you back on for some of these conversations that we're having and continue to uplift our Black community. So with that being said, thank you, King, for being here. Thank you for being a king, uplifting your nephew, uplifting Black people in the community, King. We'll see you. You're not hidden anymore. Community, get out there, follow him. His books is on Amazon. Go support the brother. Check out some of his novels and see some work that he's doing. Brother Myron, thank you again for being here, and we'll be connecting with you soon, and we'll support
Sounds good,
some
man.
of your stuff
Thank you
as
so
well.
much.
Thank you,
All right.
Carlos.
All right, thank you. All right, y'all, there it go. Make sure y'all go. The Spotable's up on the screen. Go support the Black brother. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump to our next guest. I know it's getting late, y'all. We're trying to get through everybody. We got a full house tonight. We're going to bring up Dr. Cooper. Welcome to both sides of the conversation, Queen. And I know who you is. You tried to trick me tonight. I know who you is. You tried to trick me tonight. All right, how you doing, Dr. Cooper?
Did not try to trick you. It's just, it's Facebook. It got me as user. I don't know why. I don't know why my face is not popping up, but hi, how y'all doing?
How you doing this evening, Queen?
I am wonderful. I was sitting here listening to everybody. I said, well, what they want me to say? I'm one of the preachers, y'all. Y'all know that, right? I preached at Mark's father's church for his mom's women's conference a few years back, and I kept saying when I was seeing that sign, the ICE thing, his dad was just shouting him out like a day or two ago, and I was liking the post, and then here he is, and I said, look at God, God got jokes. I love God. And then listening to his uncle, he's like, he's an author, and I'm like, wait, I'm an author too. Wait a minute, God got jokes. So praise the Lord, everybody. You'll hear that a lot because, I love God, but I'm also a sinner saved. So I'm not going to try to be anybody but who I am. And I am Connie. I hail from Richmond, California, born and raised, but I live in Sacramento right now. I am the owner of a hair salon called Divinely Me Hair Salon. I am head of the women's department over here at Comeback Christian Center under Bishop Rodney Andrews. I also have my own ministry, Divinely Exquisite Ministries, under I have so many things under that umbrella. Let me see. Divinely Me Hair Salon, Divinely Me Coaching, Divinely Me Publishing. I do a lot of stuff. So, yeah, single mom, four grown kids, and grandmother of 4, 50 and fine. I guess I am. And I don't shout myself out. Ain't nobody else gonna do it. What you say?
Well, I definitely got to shout you out, and like I said, I was looking at the name, and I got a lot going on in the back of the hand. And I'm saying, I know who this is. I don't know why she played a trick on me, like she don't know who the bishop is, but I got to make sure I shout her out. But yes, you are a phenomenal lady that is doing a lot of amazing things to impact our community. So I'm glad you're here. I know I've been chasing you down for a good long time to come on and talk about all the amazing stuff that you're doing in Sacramento and how to connect our Black folks up there. So I'm honored to have you here. See, if you wouldn't have tricked me, I'd have gave you a proper introduction tonight. You snuck in on me. But talking about all the amazing stuff that you're doing. I mean, one of the things we have to hold in about the hair business, a lot of Black women are spending tremendous amount of money when it comes to beauty and care. But again, a lot of our services are going to other communities. And I know you've been in the business for a long time and have a lot of experience.
32 years. 32 years. Like I said, I'm 50. I've been licensed since I was 19 years old. So give or take a year or two. You know how Black people do. We add stuff. We got to stretch it out. I'm going to stretch it just a little bit. You understand what I'm saying? So it's been about 30-something years. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, God is good. And then, being from where I'm from, when my parents divorced, my life took a little turn, so I went out there in the streets. I always say God didn't save me because I would needed to be saved like that. He saved me from me because I was a mess. I was celibate. You was buying, I was selling the bit. Praise the Lord anyhow. I ain't always been saved. Hey, won't he do it? But he saved me. And so I love him. If you ever follow me, if you look at my stories on Facebook, I love music. I am a music lover. So sometimes I'm like, if you look at my stories, you might find Jesus in there sometimes, but you're going to find a whole lot of love of R&B, old school music. I love music. So yeah, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. And then I became an author. Shortly after I rededicated my life, about 21 years ago. I laugh at it now because my daughter is 20, about to be 21, and then my son is 22. Those are my two babies. So my oldest is 32, and then 30, and then 20, 22, and then 20. I'm old. Look, I can't keep up with these ages, y'all. My daughter was in pull-ups. She was 6 months old, and my son was in pull-ups, and she was in diapers. And they was sharing bottles or whatnot. And that's when I rededicated my life. And I fell in love with books. And so and I'm ready, y'all. See, I came prepared. I got my book. I got my book. Okay, so let me shout this out. Then I'll tell you about my salon. I got my card right here. If you can see that, that's me on the card. That's my logo. Divinely Me Hair Salon. Can you see it? Can you see it? I came prepared, y'all. So this is my first book, The Chronicles of Connie. That's volume 1. That's my autobiography. Then my second book is The Chronicles of Connie 2, Relapse with a Purpose. And then I wrote my third book. This was poetry, another part of me. And then I wrote my fourth book. It was a relationship book, Relationship Rules of Engagement, Dating in the Real World as a Christian. And then I wrote, okay, so I used to write for a paper, an online magazine in Denmark. And I had a compilation of articles and, just encouraging words. And so I turned it into a book, and they're called Letters of Encouragement. I believe that is book number 5. And then I wrote a 30-day prayer devotional along with the journal workbook to go along with it. And then somewhere in between there, I had lost my mind, and I wrote a fictional novel. Now listen, at the time I was in my second marriage, so married twice, divorced twice. God, thank you for saving me from some foolish decisions. Oh Lord, I didn't even follow my own instructions, but praise the Lord anyhow. So listen, so I wrote this fictional novel, Big Daddy Sugar Honey Baby. Baby, let me tell you, y'all wonder how Tyler Perry writes them stories. I wonder too, but it's easy. And you just start writing and it just flows. And so, like I said, I fell in love with books and I just wrote it. And a lot of people were like, well, you wrote that? That's a little explicit. But then you see God in it too, because he had to save this woman in this book too. Her name is Honey. And so I love that book. I need to write part 2, Lord. I can't sit down long enough. And then I went through an abusive relationship. I went through a few in my life, and I wrote this book years later, and it's called In the Shadows of Abuse. And it's a true story of struggle, triumph, as seen through the eyes and the journey of an abused woman. And I wrote a workbook to go with it. So that's all 10 of them. I didn't even know I still had all 10. Sometimes I run out, but those are my books. And so thank you for letting me put them up there. I know it was kind of, and then I got the reflection. You see, that's how you know people be old, because we be having the reflection on our glasses. We trying to keep up with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I make this thing look good, though. I know I do. Praise the Lord. Anyhow.
Yes, you're fabulous. You're fabulous. But can you do me a favor and put that book up there, the fictional one again? I needed to see that one again.
Okay. This one is Big Daddy Sugar Honey Baby. You see it?
Can you talk to us about that book a little bit?
Okay, so let me read you. I'll read you the little synopsis on the back. It says, is it possible to change your life, but your past won't let you go? Okay, y'all know these are my wrong glasses. These are my cute glasses. Let me get my other glasses. Hold on, y'all. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to do a whole little old people move. Y'all know how we do. We got 3 sets of glasses. I'm called Fred Sanford. Obviously, I grew up in that era. Okay, is it possible to change your life, but your past won't let you let it go? Or it gets worse. Cynthia Moore, aka Baby, is a single mother doing all she can to give her family an environment she wasn't privileged to have. She works hard to create a promising future for them, but a past encounter sets in motion a wicked plan to take her and the children on a riveting, explosive, and captivating journey. Baby is thrust into what is devised, kidnapped to hold her future hostage, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Will it be possible for her to escape a twisted reality hidden within the walls of wealth, elegance, and power? Big Daddy Sugar Honey Baby offers a ringside seat into the dramatic life and life-altering situations Baby must endure. You will find out how she processes her pain, reinventing her life to overcome this deadly predicament. So basically, this book, you know how this book came about? So in my second marriage, and I don't know if you guys know that your subconscious will start to, and while you're sleeping, because I'm, okay, let me not get deep and wonderful, but I can't help it because it's in me. So I'm a prophetic dreamer, right? And so sometimes if you suppress things, it'll come out in other kind of ways. And either you're going to get dreams about future things that you can pray against, or you can kind of counteract, or you can prophetically dream about, stuff that happened in the past. At this particular time, I was in this crazy marriage and he was a cheater. So, and I never really actually called him say, quote unquote, but it was just things that were happening spiritually. I mean, naturally, there was spiritually revealed to me. Does that make sense? So I had a nightmare laying next to this man, and I had to shake myself because I was being actually tormented by these two demons called incubus and succubus. I don't want to get deep and wonderful, but yeah, they were doing some things to me, and I shook myself. But in the dream, it was really wild because I had these two things that were trying to be intimate with me, and I had to shake myself. And from there, my mind just started to go, and I just started writing it down because I'm a journal. I journal, so I journal a lot. So I started journaling, and then when I started to journal, I looked at what I had written down, and I said, "This is a book. This is too crazy to be real." And from that point on, I literally would go home. I would go to work. I would be doing hair, and I could be sitting there flat on it, and my mind would start to roll with the next couple of chapters, or the next chapter, and the next thing, or the next event. And it just took a life of itself until finally it was a finished book. It was a manuscript or whatever, and I just gave it to my editor at the time, which was my spiritual mom, and she was the editor of the LA Sentinel in Los Angeles, and she was my editor to the day she passed away in 2018. And yeah, she would just take all of my stuff and just say, "Okay, daughter, I got you," and she would edit it and she would print it. And I'm self-published, so yeah. Now I work for a publishing company called In His Image Publishing, Pastor James Young. So I'm so blessed. I'm so highly favored because as long as I bring people to the publishing company, I still get to do my work, and they just love me and do my stuff. So anybody, I'm not trying to step on Mr. Clifton's toes, but if you want to publish a book, and he not available, hit me up, and I can direct you over there too. Because we all think
coming down here taking shots at my guests. Are you coming taking shots at my guests?
You know what I'm saying? It's business. It's crazy. Praise the Lord, anyhow.
Dr. Cooper, we want to just say thank you, for your work. And I know you have a lot of books, community. Go out there and check out some of these powerful books with great information. Again, there's a lot of work, a lot of testimony that you have put into these books, and our community definitely can utilize some of those stories and some of that wisdom that you bring to our people. But one of the things, before you go, what keeps you inspired to continue doing the things you do? I know you keep talking about your age, and I'm saying, how do you keep up with the energy that you have and keep making an impact on the people?
Because I listen to y'all music. What you talking about? I got young kids. What you say? I'm not dead. I'm alive, as the mothers of the church. I ain't dead. My eyes still work. I still got all my senses. No, seriously, it's Folgers. Anyway, no. So I'm the head of the women's department in my church. I'm a praying woman. When the weather is right, because old Arthur kicked in around 50 last year. You know who Arthur is, right? Arthritis. So when it ain't too cold outside, I go walking and I cleanse a lot. But for me, what keeps me grounded is I love doing hair. Do you know that? I have won so many souls in my chair. Ministry starts with you. It's what you do inside your house. People be talking about the church. No, I am the church. And so as long as I reflect the love of God, the forgiveness of God, the grace of God, then that keeps people coming back to me. I've had clients for over 20 something years. And I'm not one of these hip people. I'm not doing lace frontals. I don't know nothing about that baby hair. If it ain't real baby hair, baby, I don't know about it. I'm not into all that kind of, I know it's there. I know it's lucrative, but I love healthy hair. I learned how to hide my gray hair by putting this little blonde platinum track in here. And then I could wear my natural hair and I hide my gray hair. Don't nobody know I got gray hair. Feel me? So, yeah. I love natural hair. I'm known for my flat irons and my presses and stuff like that. And I just love the community of Black women. My first company, believe it or not, it wasn't Divinely Exquisite. It was called Transforming You. And I believe that you can make women beautiful from the inside out. You have to love yourself first. And you have to teach people how to love you, because people are not mind readers, contrary to what people believe when you, especially on my platform, because I have the fragrance of a woman and then I have the dialogue. The fragrance of a woman and a man is just ministry. I invite preachers up there and they preach. But the dialogue is the platform we talk about relationships, right? And I don't know why people think that people are supposed to read your mind. No, they don't read your mind. You have to teach people how to love you, how you love yourself. And if a woman takes care of herself, and I'm talking about take care of yourself. You ain't got to have on name brand, but comb your hair, put a little eyeliner on, put some eyebrows on, do something, put a little lash on. You know what I'm saying? Something to enhance your single beauty. And then if you love yourself from head to toe, get a manicure, get a pedicure. It's not what you wear, it's how you wear it. You could have on Levi's from over here at Walmart with a nice top and some jewelry on, and then you go out there and set the whole environment on fire. Wherever you go, they're gonna say, who is that? I want to talk to her. Simply because of your aura, simply because of your spirit. And what keeps me going is, as long as somebody comes back and say, I helped them, I encouraged them, what I said to them or how I prayed for them and it manifested. Because there's nothing special about me, but there's everything special about the God that I serve. And so even right now, we're doing a 40-day fast for the women's department. And, I have these moments where I can become discouraged, because who encourages the encourager? It's often hard to find somebody that'll reach out and say, hey, I just want to reach out to you. You need anything? Can I help you with something? Who encourages people like us? Not many, but we know where to go. And we know where to go. We know who to turn to. So what encourages me, I'm going to say it. I mean, everybody might not be a Christian, but I know I am. And it saved my life, kept me from drugs, because I used to love me some powder cocaine back in the day. Thank Jesus.
Now,
You thought I was going on? Listen. That's what this book is.
I need some hair. Okay, I need a wig. Now you got to read my mind. I need a wig. I got to get some hair. But
that's what this book is about.
I know.
Baby, listen. I found a new high, and it's on my knees. If I go low, he go high. If I stay low, he stay high. And I know the greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. The world tried to take me out, but God had a purpose and a plan for my life. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the thoughts I think towards you, thoughts of good, not of evil, for hope and for a future, never to harm you, but for hope and for a future." He had promises he promised me, and I look forward to the promises, because they yay and amen. All right, I'm done.
Amen. I gotta let you go because I got some other gifts, but I know you keep it real, and that's what we need in our community is real transparency. I need some hair. Okay, I need a wig. I don't have natural hair.
We got
I want some hair. Now. Okay, I want hair this year, so I'm gonna have to come see you and get a wig because I need some hair. Okay, I'm tired of being the boy, man.
I'm gonna give y'all my website is www.drconstantcooper.com.
Put it in the chat, and we'll get it up there. All you gotta do is type it in the chat. We'll get it up there for you.
Okay, and then the salon is in Sacramento, California. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you.
Dr. Cooper, you have a good one, and we'll be reaching out to you. And don't be coming on here tricking me. I know you was.
I have to keep it lit for Jesus.
All right, thank y'all. Next, we gonna bring up another doctor. This is why I love this show. It's always an uplifting show. Our hidden gems are something else. Thank you, Dr. Cooper. With that being said, Dr. Sabrina, welcome to Both Sides of the Conversation. That's a hard act to follow, Dr. Sabrina.
Yes.
Welcome. Unmute yourself. You got to unmute yourself, Dr. Sabrina. You got to unmute yourself.
No, I'm saying why I got to go back after Dr. Cooper, right? I don't even understand. I don't understand why I'm going after.
You got big shoes to fill. Well, go ahead and talk to the people. Tell them about the things that you're doing, and talk about this academy and all the things you got going on.
So I'll start with just saying who I am. I'm Dr. Sabrina Bree Moore. Everybody calls me either the kids call me Miss Moore and everybody else calls me Doc Bree. I'm a former Oakland born and raised. I'm super proud of that. And then a former teacher and principal in Oakland Unified School District. And COVID landed. Actually, that's not where 3L started. 3L started at my church, Paradise Baptist Church in Oakland. They granted us a house, me and a few teachers who wanted to do some work in community and provide space for parents and teachers and students to be able to get some free tutoring, free coaching, free support. And so the church granted us a house. And we launched what we call Homework Club and had families and students coming out and getting tutoring and support. Then COVID landed, and we were blessed with some funding to be able to start this program, 3Ls, Literacy, Leadership, and Liberation, in Sobrani Park. So not far from where the Paradise Baptist Church is, at 4 schools in the Sobrani Park neighborhood. And so we support those schools with our program, which is it's like an ecosystem of literacy. If you think about all of the individuals who are impacted by our students not reading, it is the school side leader, the principals needing to understand how do we support Black and Brown communities? How do we support Black families with an illiteracy that's like pervasive in our community? And oftentimes what we need as a people isn't met. And so supporting school leaders to fully understand what's required. We coach teachers. We provide a space called Tune Up Tuesdays for teachers to be able to come out and get some professional development, have an opportunity to do some masterminding around like concepts, best practices, culturally relevant practices for Black and Brown students and families. We also offer what we call our family workshop, which is a family reading club, happens on Saturdays. Families come out. We didn't start on Saturdays, and families were like, why can't we do it on Saturdays? So we offer a breakfast. We usually have grits and eggs and bacon and all the things. We have turkey bacon too, but I like bacon. And we do some learning together. What are some strategies you can use at home to support your students with reading? What are some ways as parents we can, with our pre-K students, like if students aren't in school, they should be learning letters. They should be learning sounds. And so like, what are the strategies we should be in community doing to support our young readers? And then we have our hub. Our Lit Lab hub is an opportunity for students and families to log on at night, which I ran home from the hub from 4 to 6, where we offer structured literacy classes for students online with credentialed teachers who work for 3Ls. And so our programming, what we offer is really about an opportunity to interrupt racism, right? Like literacy is a social justice issue. It is not just about our kids reading. If 1 in 4 students are reading at grade level, that says that 3 of our babies, when you walk into a room, if you see 4 kids, 3 of them are not reading. That's problematic. And I said earlier that I went to Oakland schools. I graduated not reading. So like this work is not just about me having been a teacher and me having been a principal. I learned to read late in life, in my late 20s, and that it impacted everything. Like it still impacts me to this day. And so why 3Ls exist is because my purpose on this planet, and I think that my ministry on this planet is to ensure that every Black mama and every Black kid and every Black family has an organization or a partner or someone they can reach out to say, my baby's not reading, what do I need to do? So you have my website there. Even if you aren't in Sobrani Park, you can message me on 3Ls, theacademy.org, and we can figure out what needs to happen. I know you all are going to ask me a question, but before you ask me a question, I want to say something to Black families because my heart has been really heavy. Our state superintendent, Tony Thurman, has given millions of dollars to our schools for early literacy support. Millions of dollars that we as families, as community, as parents can dictate how it is spent. Though there's a structure in your school, a student council, like a SSC, the parent council, that you could go to the meeting and say, I want to make sure that we have a literacy program for Black students. Tell me what the data says about how many Black students are reading at grade level in my school. Ask the questions. If your baby is coming home and kindergarten, our kids should be reading. So in kindergarten, your baby couldn't pick up a book and read it like a decodable, right? They are not reading at grade level. That's a problem. And there is money to support schools doing what they need to do for our kids. So ask the questions and then force the money to be spent in ways that support Black community and Black students, Black kids to read. And if you have been given an IEP, an independent education plan for your student, especially our Black boys, it might be applicable. Or it might be that they actually never gotten reading instruction. And so like you keep sending me from grade to grade to grade. Of course I'm tearing up. Like I got suspended so many times in school that my mama just said, stop calling me. And she would just make me walk across the street. They would just be like, go home, because I couldn't read. So you want me to read I can't read. So what else am I going to do? Right. So like I say all that to say, we have to start asking questions.
Wow. Very powerful stuff. I mean, this is the stuff that I like here, because we have a problem. And I'm glad you're at the forefront of trying to figure out the solution and how do we bring equity to the educational system that is very racist. See, Black folks, we got to just be honest. We have a racist educational system. All right. And the only way we change this is we got to get to a model of Black schools. And I was going to ask you this because I asked all my educators come on here. How close are we to having all Black schools to really get our kids to elevate? Because I'm just saying, when I say this, people get sticker shock, as they say, right? It's like, what do you mean, John? But I'm tired of going into meetings. I go to these board meetings. I'm on these board of supervisor calls when it comes to the Board of Education. I'm on these calls. And all I hear when they give out data and statistics and report is Black youth are at the bottom of the educational rail. There's something that we got to do about it. We can no longer sit here and act like the racist, systemic issues that we have when it comes to reading, literacy, math. It's okay. When do we as Black people in the community take accountability and say, hey, we got to do something? And if they're not going to give us the equity, how do we take it? And that's what I'm looking for. So you as an educator, my question is, how do we fix this? I'm not in the school every day. I don't understand all of the ins and outs, but I do understand what's going on. We have 12th grade students going into 12th grade reading at a 4th grade level. I just talked to one of our community leaders who work with the young people in there. They have over 40% of their high school students reading at a 4th grade, 5th grade level. This is a problem. Why are we not marching around yelling and screaming about these issues? We got so much racism in our school dealing with these other folks that's teaching our young people, and nobody's showing up.
Right. When Black community was literate, it was when we were running our own schools. When we were clear, like we were the teachers, right? And so Brown versus Board of Education, we want to have integration, we want to have all these things. And who were the first folks fired? Black teachers, Black principals, Black school leaders. And now there's this, like all of the diversity initiatives. We're going to hire, we're going to get, because we know that in order for Black kids to thrive, they actually have to have Black educators. Yes, do that work and be clear that where we know that the majority of folks are not Black educators, we do need to train them to understand pedagogy that actually supports Black students, right? Because there's this stigma around this idea that Black kids are not doing something or they can't learn, or right? Like low expectations is the most anti-Black issue in schools, but we can't call that out. The fact that you just said, oh, they poor and they got low expectations, you racist. Like, let's just start calling it what it is. Because if and when my baby comes to your class and you having a party every Friday, but my baby can't read, that's racism. Stop with the parties, please. My baby want to read. Like there's conversations to be had. If you bring a cupcakes for your baby's birthday party, but your baby can't open a book and tell you the first letter in the right, like of a sentence, a sight word, racism. I want you can have a cupcake. I'm not saying don't do that, sis. I'm saying we have to start to get clear that it's not, you don't learn to read in 2nd grade. So we in 2nd grade and now we having this conversation, problematic. You learn to read preschool and kindergarten. I should be able to read a decodable book. And if you don't know what that is, it's cool. Go to the school and say, my baby in the 1st grade, can you hand me a decodable book? And then ask your baby, can they read it? And if they cannot, it is the school's responsibility. If they say to you, you need to read with them at home for 30 minutes, you say, yeah, I will do that. And I want to make sure there's structured literacy in this school. Like there's a push that we have to do, and we may not have the language. And so if you don't have the language, just say, I want my baby to read. Like you don't got to use no technical language. The responsibility of schools and education is to ensure that our babies are literate, fluent in both text and mathematics. We are a people who are born, like numbers are in our DNA. We write the pyramids, that's been Black folks. So there's no way our kids should not be fluent in literacy and mathematics. The reason why 3Ls is born is because my mama would go to the school. Now she had 3 kids. Two two of us were twins. Me and my sister were twins. My sister had 4.0 throughout all of the schooling. My sister came to school from Head Start reading, but they swore she was two different parents. She was her parent, and she would get applauded. You are an excellent mom. Your daughter is fantastic. And then she had me, and they'd be like, it's because she on drugs or something, right? Like they act like you can't hear them, but you know we hear them. And so there's like this thing of like, it's the parent fault when the kids can't, but the school gets praised when the kid can. The school is responsible for every baby, for every opportunity that is not put before our kids. It's a structured literacy. What we offer in our program says that every student can learn to read. There's like one kid out of 100 who really does need some differentiated support. Structured literacy says even if your baby is dyslexic, they can learn to read because there's a science to reading. And if there's a science to reading, apply the science. Teach teachers how to teach my baby how to read. And when it is not happening, it is the responsibility of Black community to say, we done with that. We not gonna have it. Mama, if you gotta go to a school to an IEP meeting, call us, call 3Ls, email me and say, Doc, can you run over to Fruitvale Elementary? Can you come with me over here to Westlake? Listen, you think I'm playing, and I'm dead serious. It is our responsibility as the community to say, if you feel like you don't have the words to say to the principal, call your cousin, call the person who will go. You could. There's this thing that happens when a parent gets to a 10 and now they're screaming at the people. And no, people can't hear us when they're. So bring the person in your family who is calm all the time. Right?
I love that.
Because I know I'm at a 10. When I get to a 10, I don't even care. I got all the doctorate and all the good Q words, but it ain't no telling what's gonna come out. And then I'm at to call Pastor Mac. But like, bring the cousin who will be quiet, so then when you finish screaming and they ready to write the stay away order for you, can say what she's saying is she want her baby to read. What do we need to do? There are millions of dollars. There's not money for all schools to be all the things, but for literacy, our state superintendent, Tony Thurman, has put forward millions of dollars for after school programming and day programming for early literacy because it is a crisis in this country. And
I love your passion.
We need to get that money. It's real.
Go ahead, colleagues. You want to ask? I know you want to jump in.
Yes, Dr. Bree, I love your passion. And also in reviewing your mission, it states focusing on the whole child, disrupting the systems that negatively impact the ability to learn. That's deep. And I really love your passion. So bless you. God bless you. And I just, it's good. Yes.
And I'm glad you're here, Dr. Bree, because I'm going to tell you what it is. Tomorrow's Black History Month. I need all my educators to get out there and educate these babies, okay? And I'm glad you said what you said, because here's the deal. Black folks, when are we going to hold each other accountable?
Mm-hmm.
Black parents, when we going to hold each other accountable? Black organizations, when we going to hold each other accountable? All right? Because I'm tired of hearing about what everybody else is doing to us. What are we doing to uplift our babies? That's what I want to have a conversation about, because I've had enough of Black folks talking about what white folks is doing, what Asian folks is doing, what Mexican folks is doing, what all these other people is doing. Black folks in the community, this Black History Month.
That's it.
How are we going to create a new history for our young people in this education system? Because the system is failing us. And I'm going to just tell you right now, I see a lot of Black folks in the community standing there and watching our babies, the generation after generation, graduate without the right knowledge, pushing our kids on, and we're not saying anything. So again, are we part of the action? Or are we part of the problem? Because if we are letting our kids move on to the next grade and they are equipped, what are we doing? Not just the parents, community. Y'all keep talking about the village. I keep asking y'all, who is the village? When we talk about the village, what is the village? Because right now, Black folks, I hate to break the news, the village is failing our young people. I'm just going to be real. The village is failing our young people. The amount of racism that is going on in our schools right now in this very Bay Area, You should hear the calls that I get from parents. We in
Mhm.
Black History Month. John, the principal don't even have a Black History program for our young people. John, the amount of racism and hate that goes on in our classrooms with the teachers, it is unacceptable. Black community, where are we at? Who is the village? This is the question that I continue to ask. Who is the village? Where is the village? Because we're not showing up. If we keep going to meetings and they keep saying our young people are at the bottom of the list
Right.
in all areas of education,
Every year.
who is to blame? Where is the village? These are the real conversations that we have to have, Dr. Bree. But I like how you stepping up, because at the end of the day, I think our people have got comfortable with just not trying to push the envelope. I think our people have become very timid when it comes to white folks. I'm starting to find out that it's a little less fight in my people. Where are we at? Community, how are we going to stand up and protect our babies? I hear everybody saying we got to protect the babies. But when I go to these meetings, I keep hearing our babies are failing. Our babies aren't reading. Our babies aren't excelling.
That's
so
it.
where do we point the finger, Dr. Bree? How do we get our parents engaged? I understand we have a lot of single parents. I understand it's hard to make it to all of the board meetings. But how do we create a system that works for the struggles that we have? We can no longer sit here and complain about what time the board meetings are, how this is around my schedule. How do we collectively, organization, church leaders, educators, how do we find a way to connect so our community has access, resources, and information? Where's the Saturday schools at? Where's the tutoring programs at? It doesn't take a rocket scientist. It doesn't take $1 million for somebody in the community. And this is why I get mad, Dr. Bree. They don't like me, because I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you what I'm tired of most of these Black folks who talk about their Black liberators. Okay, what happens is these same Black folks who get their doctorate degrees and got their noses up in the air, they're not doing nothing to give back. Very few. So I'm happy to see you here fighting for the people. But when I go in these spaces, it's sad. Everybody's walking around talking about their title and their degree and how much money they make. And I look at my community and I say, what are you doing to impact the people? I don't care about your degree. I don't care about how much money you make. How are you impacting the babies? How are you impacting our community? Don't come to me. When they come to me talking about their degree, I just tell them, listen, I don't want to hear about it. What are you doing to impact our community? If your degree ain't uplifting my people, I don't care about your degree.
Right.
If you ain't doing nothing to give back with the money you make, don't brag to me, because I don't want to hear it. That's why they don't allow me in these spaces. They get mad. Get the bishop out of here. He's going off on us today, because I'm tired of Black folks, because this is what they're doing.
And it don't take much. I think that at the end of the day, if you feel like, I started a whole nonprofit. I work my full-time job, and then I do this for community. But we're not asking that of you. At the end of the day, write your congressman to say, we want Black initiatives. We want Black and brown initiatives. Like, whatever your thing is, at the end of the day, we need to be communicating clearly that the money and the resources need to go to the students who are least served in our system. And we know disproportionately is Black students. And we know disproportionately where students are experiencing low literacy rates, there's a higher rate of suspension. Like, there's a correlation between the number of students that are DHP'd out of our system, the violence that exists in our neighborhoods, to illiteracy. So if you know that at the end of the day, illiteracy starts in kindergarten, when they get 1 year behind, and now they're in the second grade, and now they're 3 years behind, and then they're in the fifth grade, and now they're 7 years behind. Like, that says to me, don't wait until I'm in the 8th grade. Now you concerned and you scared of me because I'm walking down the street looking like I look. Look, I'm doing me. But had you taught me to read in kindergarten, I could be using all of that to support community. Like, let's do the work of thinking about the problem all the way through to where it starts. And it starts, in my mind, as having been a classroom teacher and having been a principal in this system, with our babies learning to read before. Like, we need the district's initiative, Oakland Unified School District's initiative is Strong Readers by 3rd grade. Tony Thurman, our state superintendent, his initiative, Strong Readers by 3rd grade. It don't say Strong Readers by 3rd grade except for Black kids. Like, let's get clear. If there's millions of dollars to be spent on literacy, then it's to be spent on our babies who are least served in this system, who have historically been marginalized from what it means to be literate. When they say 1 in 4, they really mean one white kid or one Asian kid is reading, and then the other 3 look like me. Like, be more, we have to be more discriminating about that. And for leaders who are asking the question, too many churches aren't connected to the neighborhood school. Like, where are you at, preacher? Like, where are you at, seniors who have retired? We need tutors in our schools. If you look on edjoin.org, you will see that there are at least 20 vacancies for tutors for a 30-minute block of time for you to go into a school. You can get a paycheck that's less, that's not going to impact your retirement fund, but you can spend 30 minutes with a kid or 4 kids teaching one literacy group. I can show you how to do it. Like, volunteer in your schools. If there's not enough teachers who look like our kids, there's enough adults who say they want to do something. Do something. The schools there aren't walls up keeping you out, right? The only thing that's keeping you out is your legs not walking in. Like, get in the schools, do some work, volunteer, agree to be a tutor, agree to support kids in the after school program, agree to be a church that hosts Saturday programming. Connect with the principal at the school and say, we are the neighborhood church. We got at least 50 kids in our neighborhood. We want to do some Saturday programming. Do you have a teacher willing to volunteer? We don't ask the questions and we don't create the spaces that we used to do. Black churches used to be the heart of a neighborhood, the heart of the city, the heart of education for Black community. Where y'all at? COVID is happening, but your churches is opening. Wear a mask. I wear a mask and teach reading. You can put on a mask. Like, let's be real. You going out to eat. So like, you ain't that afraid.
Dr. Bree, you gonna get me in trouble. On Sunday, I called out these Black churches and they got mad at me. They said, John Henry, there are some churches doing the work. We know there are some. They're not all.
Yeah.
But I have to say this, but I'm not gonna do it on the air, but I got to reach out to you, talk about what's going on with Superintendent Trammell. I got to find out what she's doing. I got to reach out to her, okay?
That's my girl. That's my girl.
I'm hearing some things over there, so I'm not going to call out on the air.
That's my girl. That's my girl.
Somebody's going to tell her that the bishop is asking for Miss Trammell.
I'm riding with her. I'm riding with her.
I want to know what's going on over there in Oakland, our schools. I'm hearing some things over there. We need some support. I'm not gonna do it tonight. I love that queen. She's a good sister, but I'm hearing some things in Oakland that's concerning when it comes to our education and investment in our young people, and we got to talk about it, especially when he's talking about the schools being cut, the lack of access and resources. There's some conversation that we have to have, community. We got to get there, but we're getting pushed up on the time. Bree, I'm going to make sure our team reach out to you. Okay, we're going to have a conversation about this very educational issue coming up in the next couple of weeks or early next month. I forgot what the date is. I'll make sure they reach you out. I'm bringing some Black educators from San Francisco, Oakland, as well as some of our APAC leadership. And we got to have a conversation, a real conversation about what's going on and how do we come up with a solution to fix our school issues. I've had a couple of them on here. My brother Mike Essence from Martin King Middle School, the principal over there, he's talking about community schools. Is that the answer? Are we talking about charter school? Is that the answer? Whatever the answer is, how do we push our community forward to get our young people in here to get that education? I love what you're doing at the 3L Academy. I'm going to come check you out. Don't worry. I will show up. I want to see what's going on and see how I can connect with some of my folks. I got a lot of folks in deep East Oakland, and I want to make sure that our folks get an opportunity to make sure our young people have access and resources to a phenomenal program that you have. Reading is the literacy that we need. We cannot move forward if our young folks cannot read, math, do the things that we need as a community to build generational wealth. It all starts with literacy. It all starts with education, community. Parents, do your part. Get out the TV and get out there and advocate for our young people. But Dr. Bree, before we let you go, if there's any shout outs, anybody you want to give, you got any students that are doing amazing, shout them out, their families. This is the time to do it before we let you go and get our last hidden gem up tonight.
Yeah, definitely want to shout out all the 3L's families who come out on Saturdays to learn with us and make sure their kids are logging on. We have students have logged on from Mexico. We have students have logged on their trips to Disneyland, at their birthday parties, because they want to make sure they get their reading in. I want to shout out my team who does excellent work, and really everybody got day jobs. So they all are riding with me after school from 4 to 6 to make sure that our kids are able to get the literacy learning that they need. Shout out to anyone who has funded us. If you go to our website, you can click the donate button, send money for continued programming. And just thank you all for this space. I needed it. Sometimes you just need to be with Black people. Sometimes you just need that moment.
That's what this space is for. This is what this space is for. Okay, I want you to know this segment here is to highlight people that are doing positive things. If you have any teachers, any educators that you want to give them their roses, make sure we know about them and nominate them as hidden gems, because that's what it's all about, right? A lot of these teachers feel they're not appreciated by the community, and we want to make sure all our educators get an opportunity to be highlighted by their students and the community. So please nominate anybody that you would like to see highlighted, because again, part of this is being acknowledged, and we know being underpaid and sometimes dealing with the youth and the situations that we deal with the families, and stuff could be overwhelming. People burned out. Again, and we do need to give them their flowers and let them know we appreciate them. We appreciate you for fighting, being a trailblazer, setting the tone for where we need to be in 2023, 22, whatever we going to in the future. And we just appreciate the work that you're doing, and we're looking forward to connecting with you in any way we can support. We will support. Make sure your young babies get to our put in for our contest that we do in our essay contest. We want to see one of them babies win some of this money that we have for the community. This is what it's all about, impacting young people, and we're going to make sure that they have access to those services as well. So thank you again. We are happy to highlight you here. We're looking forward to connecting you to have a further conversation in the future, because that's what it's really all about. And anyway, we can help uplift 3L and make sure that you or your organization is supported. If it's just getting it out there, if you have any digital flyers, events, things that you want the community to be a part of, send it over to our team. We'll make sure we get it out.
Okay. Thank you both. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Bree.
All right. Thank you very much. Powerful stuff, y'all. The first day of Black History is coming. You heard from the educator. You heard from the principal. You heard from Dr. Bree. Community, where are you at? Do your part. All right. With that being said, we got our last hidden gem. I know it's getting late. Everybody like, Bishop, it's taking too long. I told y'all in the beginning we had a full house, but this king's been sitting here patiently. It's something about him that I know is going to be special. Sometimes they say the best is always at the last sometimes. Brother Marcus, welcome to both sides of the conversation, King. What's going on with you, brother?
How's it going? How's it going? Can y'all hear me?
We definitely can hear you, King.
Can you guys hear me? Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
we can
yeah,
hear
I'm
you.
good. Sorry about that. All right, I'm doing great. Brothers Honey, Marcus, the owner. We started 2000. We founded in Vallejo, California. I got into the business due to I was doing some research. I seen that the bees were on a endangered species list. And I just decided that I had some property that was just sitting, so I decided to go ahead and do some research. And me, my son, and my nephew, we decided to go ahead and go full throttle. And we bought some bees. We bought four beehives, and then we just put hands on. And then 5-6 years later, we're here.
So I can start off by saying, so you the bee problem in Vallejo that I see all these yellowtail hornets flying around. You created this, huh?
Oh, I ain't created. I'm just the keeper. I'm just the keeper.
No, I think that's pretty dope that you have your son and your nephew a part of it. And when we talk about changing the narrative, right, and stepping out the box and doing different things in that nature, that is pretty cool to just have young folks and to be a part of that type of industry. Typically, you won't see Black folks involved with beehives and making honey. Now, when you guys create this honey, are you canning it all, or do you send it out? Like, how are you guys doing all of the process in it? Do you do everything? Or really? Oh, this is pretty interesting. We do
everything. Well, like I said, we first started our first farm, Clear Lake, and then we did good. The honey was doing. Our family and friends pretty much bought all the honey before we could even give it to the public. So we got some more bees, more beehives. I ended up buying some property in Vallejo, and now that's where our main farm is. We got a little over 50 hives. We have different flavors of honey, different times of the season. We have a farm in Sonoma, California, Vallejo, Fairfield, and Clear Lake.
Wow, that's pretty powerful, man. I mean, so you got to tell me, like, what's the courage like? Because I know you got the bee suit on. You get stung a lot. Like, what's that all about? Because I always see this on TV. I got to know. Do all that stuff with moving the queen bee actually work?
I get stung all the time. Even with this, sometimes they get inside the suit, or sometimes my face might be on the suit, and they'll just hit my skin. But I'm not allergic. Just put a little bit of honey on it. It'll stop the swelling and the burning.
So I got a question. So, you know, the rumors that they talk about moving the queen bee and all of that stuff and all other bees follow, is that true, or is that just some made up
That is
stuff?
definitely true. That is definitely true. Wherever the queen goes, half of that hive will follow her. The bees, all they do is they work for her. They have a certain role. You have drones, you have the worker bees. So say you live in an apartment, and the queen, she lays 1,000 eggs a day. So say you live in a apartment and she's laying 1,000 eggs a day. She's gonna need some more room. So if we're not, me as a beekeeper, we're not giving her that space, she will out and go look for another home. And so that's one of the things that as a beekeeper.
Well, I think we losing them, man, brother. That's pretty dope, man. I mean, that's cool. I mean, I never even thought of it like that on that level, but that's pretty cool. I think we losing them,
Yes.
with his Wi-Fi. But
Right.
colleagues, is that amazing? We got to watch out for the queen bees out there. They're gonna
Yes.
make everybody follow them.
We moving things.
I think he was trying to get back in. I think he broke up again.
Yes.
I think we made him wait too long, colleagues. We'll give him a second to try to come back on. Let's see if I think he, there you go, brother. Your Wi-Fi was acting up. You back. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. I had to plug up my, it's going dead.
Go ahead, colleagues. You got a question for him?
So like right here, our 12-ounce jar, and you can see our honey blossom, orange blossoms. And we sell those for $12 a jar. We have a few stores in the Vallejo area, some in the Oakland area. Mainly we do most of the farmers markets. Like Black Culture Zone is one of the founders of farmers markets we do in East Oakland. We do Lake Mary sometimes. We do San Francisco. We do for the San Francisco Black Wall Street. What else? Our next event, our first event of the year will be the Black Joy Parade, February 26th, downtown Oakland.
Oh man, that's dope. You're gonna be at the Black Joy Parade, so I'm sure I'll see you out there because they already been reaching out to me and our team. We supposed to be out there at that event. But definitely, if you could put your website in Vallejo where you at, I want to check out one of the stores and come. I love honey, so you know that's a good thing for me. I drink my tea and I have to have my honey, so you know I want to come get some black man honey, the beekeeper. Oh man, I gotta come see the beekeeper.
Honey, it's the best in the West.
We didn't catch that flavor. Can you repeat yourself?
This is our orange blossom.
Orange blossom. Thank you.
So all I gotta do then is find out the queen bee honey, and they all go follow me. Huh? I'm gonna go get some of that queen bee honey.
You get the queen, you got the whole hive.
They coming.
Well, listen, brother. I know your Wi-Fi is a little spotty, but if you want to give any shots out, man, I see you. We got your at Brother Honey up there. I want to get your website out to community. Community, if you like honey on your toast, if you like honey on your biscuit, don't be going out there using that other honey. Come reach out to this brother and get some of that honey, okay? Get some of that real honey.
Right. Brothers Honey, come check us out. So we shut down our website in the winter just because the bees aren't working. We're not producing any honey. So we don't want to ship out our honey all over the state. We want to make sure we have enough for our local customers. So they're able to get their honey during the winter season as well. So like I say, our first event will be the Black Joy Parade. Our website will be up in March.
Oh, that's what's up. So
you got to follow our Instagram and stay tuned.
Okay, when does the season start for honey? Because I need to know that season so I want the good fresh honey. So when does the season start?
So it starts for us in the end of February, beginning of March.
Okay,
But
cool,
we
cool.
we always have local honey all year round for the locals.
Okay, definitely. So Marcus, we got to get you to come back when the season kick off so we can re-promote, get people in the community to buy honey. I'm gonna try to hit one of the local stores and buy some because I love honey. I always put honey in my tea, my biscuits, everything. So definitely I want to use some black man honey. All right, we'll call it black man honey. We'll come get some of the black man honey. All right, we'll get some of the black man honey, and maybe we'll buy a case or something and we'll give out to some of our community folks. I know a lot of folks, some of our elders in the community who drink tea. I want to be able to give them something because this is what this segment is all really about, is bring that exposure to some of our local folks too, just so that they know that there are Black folks doing this. And how do we support? There's a lot of people out there that want to support Black businesses, and I think we'll go ahead and connect with you and get a case and get some to some of our elders who drink tea every day, and tell them what that Black honey tastes like.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it for having us. And like I say, right now you could just check us out on Instagram. Our website won't be up until next month when we start producing honey. But if you need any honey right now, you could just DM us on Instagram or catch us at the Black Joy Parade or one of our next pop-ups.
Man, definitely. We're going to connect with you. I'm going to make sure that my team connect us on our Instagram and then tag us when you got a place that you go pop up so that our folks know how to connect you. We always got people watching at different times and they want to support. Do you have an online shipping that you could do online as well?
We do.
All right, there y'all have it. Our folks on the East Coast, our folks on the South. You want some black man honey? We got a brother right here in California producing black man honey. All right, we gonna send the queen bee so everybody can follow. Thank you very much, King, for being here. Before we let you go, if there's any shout outs, and shout out for being a king. I heard you say your son and your nephew, and I just want to commend you before you leave because at the end of the day, I've been saying it all night. I've been saying it all the time. This is my spiel. We need black male leadership in our community. And thank you for being in your kid's life, being in your nephew's life, and showing them something different. Because I think the more exposure that our young males get in our community, the better off they are. So way to be a leader and give them an opportunity to see something different and do something different to impact the community. So appreciate you for that, King.
Thanks. And that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to do it, man. Just to make sure I show them kids and the boys, something better, different way.
Man, that's powerful stuff, man. Well, thank you. We'll let you get out of here as we get ready to close out to this evening show. We appreciate you just coming on and be a blessing to the community, and we will support you. I'll have my team reach out to you, and we make sure that we support you, brother.
Thank you,
Marcus. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Well, there you have it, colleagues. This has been an up and down roller coaster ride.
Yes.
Our Hidden Gem show tonight. I don't know. I've been up and down all night. I think Bree brought me back to reality. I started jumping into Bishop mode. I wanted to go there. I wanted to fight. She had me ready to fight. As we approach, into this Black History Month, as we talking about education and literacy, we know this month is supposed to be the recognition and telling the stories of our ancestors. But none of this happened without education and literacy. So just want to say shout out to Dr. Bree and to the amazing folks that came here tonight. This is what this segment's about, community. Highlighting people in our community, exposing y'all to other people that you might not know, connecting our community with the resources, the information, and the people that are doing the work. It is very important that we do this work, and it's very important that we stay in solidarity and we make sure that we fight for all of these issues that impact our community every day. So with that being said, I know it's late. People like, John, I'm tired of you. Khalees, before you go, if there's any parting words you want to give to the community, tonight's show has been awesome. Please do it now before I give the benediction.
In a few hours, it's Black History Month, so make sure that you take the time to celebrate all month long.
Wow, very powerful stuff. Community. With that being said, y'all got to hear from the bishop before I leave tonight, okay? We can't let y'all out without hearing from the bishop. Y'all see I got my towel ready. I'm ready to give the benediction to the people, okay? So, with that being said, I want to say this, community, this has been a powerful segment tonight. The conversation have went many different ways, but the foremost front of everything is as we approach and step into Black History Month, we are talking about education. Tonight, we have some phenomenal authors coming here. Don't tell me Black excellence is not prevalent in our community. Don't tell me that we are not excelling. You heard from some amazing authors. You heard from some amazing business owners today. Don't tell me things are not happening in our community. We have to continue to support each other, uplift each other, build this Black ecosystem that we're talking about. Let's make Black Friday every day. You out there, do your part. Support our Black businesses. Make sure that these authors who are tearing out their stories, giving their testament, that we support and we learn so that we can teach the next generation of young people the importance of their truth, being valid, doing the things that they need to advocate for other people. Tonight, you've heard everybody talk about how they're advocating, the things that they're doing to make impact. What are you doing to make impact in our community? We had a phenomenal young brother come on who is selling ice cream. He's running his business. Community, go out there and support him. Don't just stand back and say, oh man, that's nice. I see a young brother doing something. Too many times the conversation goes the other way. John, the young people are out here doing this. John, the young people are doing this. John, tonight, you heard from the young brother. Make sure you go out there and support his ice cream business. You've heard from his uncle who came on, powerful brother, writing stories, causing the conversation that need to be having, triggering the conversation. Sometimes in our community, we need to be triggered. We need to be rattled so that we can get into action mode and start moving in motion. Sometimes we have to criticize. Sometimes we have to do our part. We got to stand up. You heard from Dr. Bree. The young people need us. Community, what are you going to do? Community, how are we going to build unity so that we can support our young people so no other young person will go to high school and not be at a high school reading level, will go to high school and not have the tools that are needed to succeed in life? It is our responsibility. It is not the responsibility of the other people. It is the responsibility of our people to push our pride, to push our excellence, to uplift our young people. We have to do this. We can't wait no longer. We cannot sit here and watch the generation of young people go down the drain because we say they don't listen to us. They don't respect us. It's too much of that. Community, elders, step up. Let your voices be heard. Let's move. Let's not stand there in isolation. Let's not stand in neutral, community. We must put the car in drive. It is now time to move our community forward. Young people is everything. We cannot move our culture. We cannot move our community forward if we don't have the young people. With that being said, our young people, the both sides of the conversation, they are coming this Sunday to talk about financial literacy. You in the community, you keep talking about where the young people at, what they're doing. Come support the youth. Listen to their ideals. Listen to their perspective. Elders, don't get too big where you forget where you've come from, the mistakes you made. Listen to this next generation of young people. Empower them, impact them, give them the resources, give them the information that they need to be successful. And together, we all can make it. We have so many opportunities. This is the time. We keep talking about the dream keeper. The dream is going to stay alive. We're going to keep marching forward. We're not going to quit. We're not going to submit and say, this is it. We will rise. My community, the people of the community will rise. The bishop, I will be walking with the people. I will walk with you. I will step with you. But we must stand. We must place our feet on the ground and set ourselves as a community. It starts with the youth. It starts with education. It starts with literacy. We cannot empower Black businesses. We cannot have Black entrepreneurship. We cannot have Black generational wealth if we don't take the time to educate the young people moving forward. It's a lot of work. It is not easy, but I'm pleading to our community, find a way to get involved, connect with the very people that you see today. Don't just sit there and look and say, yeah. Do your part, get in motion, move forward. There's a lot of work that we need to do. There's a lot of events coming up. Find yourself in the community at one of these events during this Black History Month. Find your way that you could get involved. Everybody has to give something to fix it. If we're going to talk about the village takes everybody. What are you doing? Look in the mirror tonight and ask yourself, what am I doing to help the village? Don't just brag about your degrees and your sororities and the money you're making. What are you doing to impact the community? Think about it. When has the last time you gave up some free time to help somebody that's not your relative or not in your community look like you? When have you gave up some dollars to help impact somebody in your community? When have you went to a Black business and spent some dollars that you will spend at another store for your people? Let's look in the mirror, community. This is Black History Month. I told y'all, we're going to celebrate Kwanzaa all year. How are you bringing Black economics? How are you building the people up? It's going to take us all, y'all. 365 days. You can't show up today and not show up next week. You can't show up next week and not show up at the end of the year. It's a solidarity movement for our community. There's a lot of work, but we could get there together. 365 days. Every day, show up like we show up for the people. So, with that being said, thank you all for tuning in this Thursday. We're going to have another educational Thursday. I'm excited. Y'all won't see the bishop on Thursday. Y'all see Khalid, or maybe y'all see, I don't know who's taking over, because I got to get out in the community. There's some work I got to do. But community, I love y'all. I'm still here. The bishop will be here. I will support y'all. But maybe y'all get a benediction from somebody else. I don't know. But this Thursday, we will have a conversation. And hopefully some of the information will help impact your life, because that's what we're trying to do with our Educational Thursday, intentionally get the information and all of the access that our community needs to the people. And this Sunday, we will be talking with our youth. We'll have a great conversation. We'll talk about money. Maybe you got some ideas. Maybe you haven't been spending your money right. Maybe you haven't been saving the way you need to save. Come listen to our young people. We want to see what they think about money and how they're going to push their information to help get our community motivated to move forward in their finances. So with that being said, thank you all for tuning in. I know it's been a long night. I know y'all said, Bishop, I got to go to sleep. Go to sleep now. Good night now. We'll see you all for our next show this Thursday. Love you all. Go get some bee honey. All right? Queen bees. I'm going to give me a queen bee. I'm going to make all of y'all follow. Okay? Let's go. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.